So,
Yeah, I think so.
last we left off, you had spent your time holed up in a bar or outside of a bar or running towards a bar that was under siege by some scary gangsters. You had an introduction to the main bodies within the crime syndicate, their names, their sort of identities.
Donald.
And his name's Vidal. You just called him Donald for some reason.
Wait, who?
The boss's name is Vidal. Vydal.
Salt and
Oh,
pepper.
the one
Anyway.
doing that. I should make
Anyway, you watched Yarek get beaten within an inch of his life, and then started shooting. You put up a good fight, but there were way too many people, and they were getting closer and closer, and you managed to just about escape within an inch of your lives. Yarek had made his way with one hit point to find Ezrin, and she told him they need to get to the sewers, and everyone else had made their way towards the sewers through the secret hidden passageway.
Is there a reason we're going to the sewers, or is that just a logical way to get out?
That's just where the escape route leads to.
Okay, alright.
Yes.
Then wasn't the Viacal man right behind us?
We
Yeah, but-
booby trapped the entrance, so with detonation charges. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you blew the absolute ever-loving shit out of the tunnel, so they couldn't chase you.
Were they in the tunnel during that, or did they they couldn't get in there?
They were just outside the tunnel.
Oh, okay.
It's
I
quite
didn't know if they
dramatic.
sustained critical damage.
Yeah, I don't think we'll have killed all of them already.
Do you imagine?
While fleeing.
Oh yeah, no, we killed the main person for this part of the whole campaign in one go.
With one
Immediately
trap.
jumped to level 8.
Oh dear. Okay, so as we resume the session, let's turn this down. Okay, Gerin, Gristletongue, Tyler Besson. The dust from the ensuing explosion begins to settle, and you find yourself treading through damp stonework up to about your ankles in water. It smells, I'm not gonna lie, it's like that sort of eggy drain smell, like sulfuric, eggy drain smell fills your nose. There's next to no light here. It's nearly pitch black, and you're trudging through. You see Sylvain leading at the front, sort of hunched over with his immense height, leading you forward. He's holding one hand against the wall as he walks forward, and you see every now and then looks like he's counting stone tiles as he walks through. He stops. He says, "This way." Turns right, and you follow him. And then he's counting the tiles again. He turns left. And you see, it's like he's memorized a secret pathway, and he leads you into what looks like a dead end. He pushes in a specific stone, and a passageway opens up, and he leads you into what looks like it was like an old cistern from the sewers. Has now been repurposed. Big stone dais in the middle with chairs around it. There's a couple of makeshift bunks. You can see that there's boxes of food supplies. There's torch sconces on the wall, which he proceeds to go around and light. And he sort of leads you into the space, and as you all come in, he pushes the stone tile again, and it slams shut. And for the first time in this entire day, you see Sylvain just sort of de-tense a little bit.
Yeah.
He pulls up to the stone dais, pulls up a chair, sits down, pulls out his pistol, and just starts fucking rage slamming it into the table while screaming. Like, and sort of sits,
James's fault, technically.
sits and says nothing. Do any of you do anything at this point?
Do me.
Sylvain, are we not going to continue moving towards the guards in the mid-city?
We need to wait for the commotion to die down. It's not safe on the streets now. We need to spend the night here. Otherwise, they could be anywhere. We also need to come up with a plan before we do anything stupid. And I'm all out of plans today, boys.
Is it worth us taking like a rest here, or are we still kind of at risk?
This place is secure. There is only one other person that knows about it, and that's Eslin. And she's safe now, so we'll be okay.
I wonder if it's worth healing up Sylvain a bit.
He looks at the bullet wound in his arm and just sort of goes, "Yeah, I'll be fine. It's only a scratch."
Just not a scratch.
Your arm's off.
Only a flesh wound.
I ask him, are there not any other Mercane? I know you've been disconnected from the mind, but surely if anyone can help you out of this.
They will not see me. It's why I do my business through you, Garen. They won't speak to me. Normally, I can hear them in here, but I am excommunicated. I have no connection to the mind. I'm here with my own resources. This is all I have left now. The bar was all I had.
Is there any other way out of this little sewer area, or are we now trapped down here behind the rubble?
No, we can get out into any part of the city this side of the water from here. We cannot cross the bridge, but we can get anywhere on the south side of the water from the sewers. You just have to know the way.
Whereabouts do the exits go from here?
We can get out. And he rolls out a map and lays it onto the table. Joe, I am going to come to you in a minute. I've not forgotten about you. He pulls out a map of the city and pulls out some daggers. And he marks some points on the map where he's got well-defined exits.
Bloody hell. Getting over to that bit just in the sewer.
I'd say it's probably one of our better bets, though, isn't it? Because anywhere Shade Warrens, like,
yeah.
No.
Yeah, he marks those four locations in the city and says, "These are places I have mapped out that we could easily make it to under the surface."
Tom, did you say before that
He
like,
says,
Ilmacar
"I
basically
would like to talk to you all about."
I was going to say, did you say before the Ilmacar basically just inhabit the Shade Warrens bit, or are they amongst everywhere?
So the Ilmacato have basically got carte blanche to operate within the Shade Warrens district. You don't know why, but the Shade Warrens isn't policed, whereas Ambergate, Shadespire, Mid-City, Dawn's Bazaar, Dawnspire, and the Noble Estates, they're all guarded. They all have guards, they all have policing, and laws are followed as normal. But in the Shade Warrens, none of that goes. It's all sort of mob run. No one knows why it works this way. It just does. You know, it's how it's always worked. We don't question its sort of mentality.
So it seems like the safest
we
option is to get
recommend
out to one of them other bits.
So, as Garen starts to say, I would like to talk to you all about what our forward plans are. But first, I think we should wait for Ez. And he rolls out the map larger, puts out several pieces of paper, and starts jotting down for you like the names of all the syndicate members, and starts talking about plans. As we resume, up on the surface, Garen, you're crouching in an alley. Ezrin, sorry,
Yarrick.
Garen, Yarrick, you're crouching in an alleyway, a little ways off from the Lonely Mercane. You've undone Ezrin's bindings. You are very weak, sitting at something like 5 hit points at the moment. 5 hit points at the moment.
Says I'm on, yeah.
Yeah. There's smoke in the air from like the several fires that were set at the bar. Your face is just in agony from where you've taken such a beating. You can hear the various gang members just around the corner smashing and destroying what's left of the Mercane. You see, or you can hear just sort of pure chaos ensuing before they all start to gather outside the bar again. You see the Don walk out now, his hair covered in like soot and debris from narrowly escaping the explosion. And he begins to explain to his crew the following. I want you to scour the city. Every alleyway, every stone, every small door, anything you can find. Any mention of Sylvain and his crew, any mention of even hearing about them, smelling them. I want you to track them down. I want you to punish those that have seen them with impunity until we've found them. And when we do, I'm going to string all their bodies up over the city and let these fuckers learn not to fuck with me. Are you understanding? They all say, yes, sir. And they all sort of spread out over the city. At this point, Yarrick, as you and Ezra are making your way down the alleyway, she says, right, we just need to get to the sewers. Nearest exit. I'm just going to move a marker. You're here. Goes, nearest sewer entrance to us is up here. Or where did I just pull that one from? There, yeah. So nearest sewer entrance to us is up here. We are currently here.
Is that like 20 minutes walk we worked out last time? Is it longer than that?
Thereabouts,
Oh my gosh.
As you're beginning to sort of plan your journey over the streets, two Il Mercato wander up the alleyway, torches in hand.
Fucking hell.
It doesn't look like they've seen you yet. What do you do?
So, am I like, what? Sitting hurt and things?
So you're tucked away in the alleyway with Ezrin, sort of leaning up to sort of catch your bearings for a minute.
And is she hurt?
She seemed a little bit hurt. She's a little bit roughed up. You don't know how much, but she is a little bit roughed up.
And they're walking down the alley towards us.
Yes, they haven't seen you yet, though.
Oh, Tom, your mic's still muted, by the way.
Is there a window or anything to get through?
Yeah, I'm just
so you're in an alleyway. It's sort of stone lined. All of the windows are like those bathroom windows, you know, where they're too small to actually get a set of shoulders through.
Okay, right. Okay, right. I'm going to Do I have any kind of bottle or anything?
You can have a look
I'm
around
gonna-
to see if there's any
I'm
rubble
going
you can
to-
throw.
I'm going to pull out my winter blanket, roll it on the floor, sit on top of it, and put some sort of like cup out for change.
Okay. Okay. So you do that, and as the two thugs sort of walk past the alleyway, they look down at you, and their eyes linger for a minute, and they go, one second, mate. Wasn't that the guy that
Oh no.
the boss just beat up?
Oh fuck!
Yeah, I think that was. And then they instantly go, should we grab him?
Got immediately
Yeah,
homeless.
we should probably grab him. And so they reach towards you and go to grab you by the hood. Make a
Oh, why did I think of that?
make a dex save.
All right.
At this point, while you're
Dex-
making your save, Ezrin takes a swing at the other guy.
Is a dex save just plus the 4 from the ordinary dex?
Yeah, unless you're proficient in dex saving throws, then you add your dex and your proficiency.
I am.
So that's plus
Wait.
6 then.
26.
26. Jesus Christ.
25 even. 25.
So he goes to lunge for you. You quickly duck out the way, and he tumbles into the side of the alleyway. As this happens, Ezrin takes a swing at the other guy, clocks him in the face. Okay, what do you do now?
I think we. Oh no, legging it. They can alert people though, can't they? Yeah, I'm just a fucking stab one then.
Okay, make an attack roll.
Stab him in the shit.
Back at him in the shit. Right, what's it plus? Plus, where have I written that? 16?
Yeah, that hits. Roll your damage, buddy.
Alright, so. Uh, 8. Nope. 6.
6. So you pull a dagger out, and you stab him like square in the stomach, and you see he like bowls over and holds his stealth in the stomach like, oh! He's not dead yet. He is proper hurt, and as he lands on the ground with a stab wound, he goes, whoop, whoop. Ezrin makes another attack and punches the other guy in the face again. She hits and connects, and he's now looking like close to losing consciousness. You see another 4 people show up at the base of the alleyway.
Ah,
Fuck.
fuck's sake. We might have to leg it then, mightn't we?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I don't think that was a fight intended to win.
Right. Well, as I leg it, I'm going to throw some of my, what are they, ball bearings or something I've got?
Oh yeah, go for it.
I'm going to throw some of them behind me.
The old ball bearings trick again.
Ball bearings and a banana skin.
Yeah. Pocket sand.
Okay,
Ball
wicked.
bearings.
So as you start to run off, I want you to make an athletics check. So it's Ezrin. She rolled a 10.
Right. I've rolled 13 plus. Is it Constitution? Strength?
Athletics. I think strength.
14 then.
Yeah, athletics is strength 14. Awesome. So you get a good running head start. The one that's been stabbed sort of has his mate tend to him, while the 4 people that started up the alleyways chase after you. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right, 3 of the 4 people immediately hit the ball bearings and trip up. Sort of run,
Wow.
and one of them leaps over the 3 people that hit the deck, pulls his dagger out, and starts running after you.
More ball bearings.
Go gadget, machine gun.
Have I got any chance of shooting him with a crossbow while running? Is that too?
You could certainly do that. Make an attack roll.
All right.
Did you say that you like dressed Ezrin in something? Because when she just like
13?
nothing.
That hits.
Ah, okay. That's just straight D6 then, so 2 damage.
2 damage. You shoot the guy, and it sort of grazes his arm a little bit. It's enough to make him sort of slow down for a second to grab at his arm. He falls behind you by quite a bit at this rate. As you're making a run, I want you to make another athletics check for me, and then I'm going to switch back to the sewers. Ezrin got an 18. She's rolling well today.
11.
11. Okay, fantastic. I'm just going to make a note of those. Okay,
I'm gonna
right.
Back in
So
a
back in. Oh,
Sorry, back in a second.
okay. So back into the sewers. Sylvain has laid out a giant map of the city with the points selected above. He also marks some other points on the map for you as well. I just need markers for them. He also marks for you some important locations of the Il Mercato. So, first thing he marks is the Il Mercato's trap house.
I like the music.
Yeah, just to make trap music.
No, a trap house is
It's like a squat with drugs.
Yeah, basically, it's where people like deal and like grow drugs. Typically, it's called a trap house. So that is
The
in
next building
pink,
to
and
blow
that
up.
is just down here. He then marks the Il Mercato's human trafficking centre, which is their sort of centre of their flesh trade.
Like the idea
I love
that
the
there's
idea
a
of
logo
the
and
sign that says
branding
that.
for it on the wall outside. Human Trafficking Centre.
Welcome to the Human
Yeah.
Trafficking Centre.
Sounds like a hospital, like a health centre.
So that's just here. And then I just need to check my notes. Where
Centre for human
is
trafficking.
You have insurance
Where
for
is-
human traffic?
you got a license for that human trafficking there?
Derek Zoolander Centre for Human Trafficking.
Trafficking ants?
Seriously, going into cigarettes?
Just got to find where I decided that location was. Sorry, I've lost something. Losing my notebook has fucked me. I've had to, like, thankfully I've got loads of stuff on my computer, but...
Is it like, have you lost it at the house, or did you lose it in the car or something?
I think I lost it at work.
Oh shit.
Or not.
Oh no, Cleo.
It's not like you can even go back and get it now.
Right,
Or maybe
so he then also marks the location of the bar called the Floating Rock, which is going to be this green square here. So the Floating Rock... Oh, that is a really small square, you can't see that. The Floating Rock... fuck it, this green bit here,
Oh, next
that's
to
the Floating Rock.
Okay.
Oh, for God's sake, snaps the grid. Okay, there you go. So Floating Rock is a bar, which is the typical sort of meeting place for the Il Mercato. So he marks these 3 locations on the map and says, there was the silk. He goes, so there was the silk warehouse, which was destroyed by unknown party.
by fire pipes.
Then they have their drug ring at the south side of the city.
Give me a second to realise.
Prostitution, and they have their meeting place, the Floating Rock,
Shush.
which are their key supply lines. At the moment, they're still sitting pretty. what do you think we should do first? And he looks to you, Garen, and you can see this figure that you're used to being very self-assured and very like in charge. He's a bit lost. He doesn't know what to do, and you can see that he really needs help at the moment.
First of all, we need to make sure we're actually safe, either here or wherever we're going to end up. Can we count here as a new HQ, as it were?
I certainly seem to think so.
What size is
There's the room. It's about double the size of your living room, James.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not like small, but it's not massive, if you know what I mean.
And is there a lot of us here? Like,
There's
obviously
about
got
15.
all our staff, and
There's
then
about 15 people in this room right now.
it's going to be
It's
pretty
sort
crap.
of like Joe's garage
So it's-
now, that sort of size.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah. He says like, this is a temporary base for operations, but it's definitely not a home for long term.
Oh, she's not at home.
This
I
was
still
only
think,
designed.
Trying to at least contact the Mercane and get some outside help. But like, this is a bigger force than any of us.
If you think it's worth trying, then certainly a visit to them would not.
Like, I know
If
you've
they-
been discommunicated.
The most
like
they
I
can
said,
say is, and it's always worth the try.
Like you said, you've done all of your dealings with them through me since you've been discommunicated. So, well, why couldn't I try and reach out through the auction house?
You speak sense, Galen. You speak sense. I think this would be wise.
Otherwise, well, we still need to actually get Ezra in here and Yarrick. He's out there somewhere.
Possibly.
I have no doubts they'll be with us soon.
What do the rest of you boys think?
Well, for starters, let's not forget that we've got our meeting tomorrow with whatchamacallit.
Ilvander Viltremor?
That's the one.
Oh,
So are we still gonna go ahead and try and do that meeting despite like all the shit that's gone down?
I don't think we really have a choice.
Maybe Bill Tremor can sort of house everyone we're trying to look after here.
He's living at the top of
Yeah.
the Shade Spire, isn't he?
No, he lives.
Oh, we
Up.
live over that way.
I mean, it's literally his name on the estate.
Oh.
There you go.
I'm doubtful that he would house people.
Yeah,
I
he
don't
is
know.
secretive lord and stuff, I guess, but we are going on a mission for him, so
He has a very big house.
Is it worth going up to the surface to try and find Yarrick and Ezrin rather than waiting for them to get here because they're going it alone at the moment on the surface?
I thought we were trying to still just get our bearings and take a rest and try and recover whatever we can.
Yes, I think we need a solid plan before we go up onto the surface. If we just go up willy-nilly while they're out there, we could lose people, and I don't want to lose anyone.
Do we need
We've already
some
lost
sort of
enough today.
disguises?
Yes, and I think your rabbity friend knows a good disguise mistress.
Well, we need
I'm
Yarrick.
talking about Yota. You know.
So we need Yarrick back here to then get out.
Is that a hint for me?
Well, we're relatively
Well,
safe in the sewers. Like,
yeah.
we can
Garrick, you
navigate
didn't hear anything.
the underground. You know,
Yeah.
so it's more like, you know, do we wait for Yarrick to come here so then we can form a plan of where we actually go
Yeah.
as a group and what we do?
I think we're kind of underground. We're going to just have to be in limbo for a minute while Joe finds us.
Okay. So back up on the surface.
Yeah, I just say we hunker down and maybe rest.
Yeah. I tell you what I can do. What might be a good idea. Is actually. How do I go back to split view? You could all. So I could mute all of you, apart from Joe, and then you guys could mute me and Joe, and you guys could talk some ideas while me and Joe get you into the sewers.
That's probably a good shout.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna mute all of you.
The only thing is that it means that on the OBS recording it'll only be one side of this, but I don't think it'll matter too much.
Oh, that is true, actually.
Well, Joe can record your side.
Yeah, do you want me to do that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, right. I'm gonna mute everyone, and then
Explain it to me again, though.
that's fine. Because I won't know it either. So
Oh, we'll need. Do you do like some
yeah,
sort of
because
sign
I
as
won't
well
know
when
the
to
plan
unmute?
either. Because I won't know the plan either, Joe. They'll have to explain it to me anyway.
I mean,
Right, so I'm
you have
gonna
to
mute.
explain to me what I do with the muting is what I mean.
Oh, okay. So if you right click on their pictures, there should be just a mute button.
Am I muting everyone but you then?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then just literally just set up a
I've muted
record
those
for
guys.
our bit.
Okay.
Cool, I'm just
Say
asking
when
you now.
to do it. They're done. Yeah. Good.
Yeah, so I was. Main reason I was sort of like pushing with the whole go after like other Mercane and stuff like that is I kind of been blanking like the whole like this sheet that Tom gave us the whole time,
Yeah.
and like the whole massive thing about like what he's pushing with this whole Sylvain storyline.
What is your sheet that you have? Because
So mine is the deal. Like my whole thing is that I'm connected to Sylvain, and like
Right.
I've been like his like body for hire, as it were, just like doing all of his dealing since he's been excommunicated from a hive mind.
Oh right.
And like it's like a merchant. They're like a merchant race, and obviously like they like sell shit all across the galaxy.
What's
So
Tom and Joe
the
doing?
fact that he can't communicate with them, like we have to go through this auction house and shit.
Yeah.
So you cross onto the Spireway now from Shipwright Street with two people hot on your tail, and at this point, Ezrin is really starting to flag, and she sort of steels herself and says, "We need to fucking move quickly. What do we do?" As you're running, like shouting this as you're running down the street.
Is she particularly stealthy?
Are you asking her that question?
Are you particularly stealthy?
I've been known to hide
Okay, right. So
when I was a kid.
how many are following us? 2.
2 people.
Right. Can I expend a psionic die to try and talk in their head?
You certainly can.
Okay. And I can't remember what Vidal sounds like, but I want to sort of shout, "Don't waste your time chasing him. We're going for the Lonely Mercane. He's just some useless thug."
Okay, roll for me, please, a deception check, please, sir.
That was so close to a 20. Rolled back. So plus deception is charisma, I assume.
Yeah, I just want to see.
Do you have proficiency? 17?
Yeah, I'm just checking. Okay, cool. So for the psychic whispers, they don't need to give you permission to do it. You can just talk to them. Okay, so what was your deception, sorry?
17.
They both stop running, and they look at you running away, and sort of go fucking, and start to slowly like turn around.
Yeah, you better run.
And walk away. Yeah, like, you better run. We'll come back for you later, you shits. And then they turn around in about face and start heading back towards the bar.
And then obviously it's just put like in the whole future section is like, will we help Sylvain? If we do, where's it going to go? All the rest of it. But then like the powers that I get alongside all of it is that I can spend a certain amount of time each day going around wherever we are trying to find other Mercane.
Oh, okay.
On top of which I completely blanked as well. I can Misty Step basically for free twice a day.
What does that mean?
That's what
so,
it's all
yeah, but basically there's obviously something he's got in mind with trying to reconnect to the hive mind. Is literally written here.
Oh, okay.
My one seems to be more like a long game one.
Yeah. Obviously, that's like a long game sort of goal. But I'm thinking like it could be an out now, like maybe through the auction house and the merchant guilds and shit. We can sort of like, get safe harbor while we go off on our quest.
With like the hive mind thing, would that mean? With the hive mind thing, would that mean that we could kind of like, if we can get him partially reconnected to it, we could bring like a load of Mercane to basically be like a mini army as well?
Well, yeah, theoretically, I can search out and get connected to any Mercane as long as we like know where they are.
Oh, okay.
You are effectively in the clear
All right.
to make your way down to the sewers.
I assume there's still dangers possible though, but.
I mean, anything's possible.
All right. On the point of Yota, where is she?
So we said that Yota lives down the bottom of Danbreath Chase, didn't we?
Alright, so that's a little to the. Oh, that's quite far south. That's dangerous territory. Do I have any disguise kits on me? Is that something I can even do?
If you have a disguise kit, you can spend some time to create a disguise from it, yeah.
I have a burglar's pack. Does that include one? It probably doesn't.
No, that's what's got your ball bearings and string and stuff. It's a backpack, ball bearings, string, a bell, candles, crowbar, hammer, climbing shit, a lantern, oil, rations, tinderbox, water skin, and rope.
Okay. Alright. Well, I think I'll just ask Ezrin. I'll say, we have lost them for now, but there's more dangers out there. Either we head straight to the sewer and hope that we are not tracked, or do you know Yota the Fade?
I'm aware of Yota, yeah. We move stock through her sometimes.
I wonder if she might be able to help us. Although it is a delicate matter, because I have somewhat burned my bridges with her.
It's a straight shot southwest from here. It could be wise. It might be good because the worst thing that could happen is being followed to Sylvain's safe house. That would put everyone at risk. I think it's worth a shot.
Okay, let's try heading there.
Are you going to cut across Temple Row, or are you going to make a straight shot south? What's your routing here?
But using this whole like act as like Sylvain's kind of in a sticky situation. Sure, you might not want one of your own to die, even if he is excommunicated.
Yeah.
Maybe help us out. We can give you an offer or something, because obviously they are a merchant guild. As long as we can give something to them.
So is the plan going to basically be we kind of like hunker down here until Joe and Ezrin get to us, then we pursue that as a...
Well, that's my idea. I didn't know if you guys had anything else in plan.
I mean, I think once Joe and Ezrin are with us, then it's kind of... Because there is the possibility that we go up to try and find them, and then we're just trying to chase them in circles round.
Yeah, so I do think it's probably the better idea to literally wait for them.
I'll be honest.
And that gives our characters a chance to heal, like we can actually have a rest.
The only thing I guess is like Joe is absolutely fucked on health, so.
Yeah, we'd probably be long resting once him and Ezra get back anyway.
Oh no, I mean like, between like being out there and getting to us, there's a risk he might die.
There is that.
A couple of things.
He's already got into one fight already.
Yeah.
I don't think there's going to be much of a Tyler master plan today, because I've
never had much input on where we actually go. I just thought, oh, this is actually something that links to a piece of paper I've got, so I've got some input.
Yeah.
Oh fuck! It's annoying that we don't know which entrance they're going to go to, because I was thinking you could like, we could go just to that entrance bit, leave like healing supplies at the entrance, so that he can basically like heal as they get on that way.
Yeah,
but then he could be coming down any of them.
But we're in like that much of a rush to be doing anything not in a full group right now.
Is it worth just going to the nearest entrance to try and meet him there, or even going to the nearest entrance and climbing up and out?
Yeah. I mean, I'm pretty sure if it is like, if you're looking on screen now, like that top left one, I'm pretty sure that's quite close to where the auction house was anyway.
What, like in the that little like, it's got like a tower in the woods at the top left.
Yeah, you see where like that marker is that he's got down, the Marshall Square one.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think the auction house is somewhere around that area anyway. I'll have to double check with Tom.
Because it's going to be a thing of trying to figure out which one he's going to pop out of or go into.
Yeah, I mean, Tom did say that top left one is also the closest one to Joe, so maybe...
I imagine he'll probably be going for the closest one to get underground.
Yeah, so if we start heading towards that Marshall Square one, maybe. Like,
it's annoying that we haven't got like
healthy. I'm like half health. So...
It's annoying we haven't got a way to like communicate between us, like with walkie-talkies, because it could be like if each of us went to one of the entrances and we could basically meet him there, then let the others know that we got him and all head back again.
Maybe something for Tyler and his magical tinkering to make.
Yeah.
Temple Row sounds like a safer area in my head. Is that true? If there's a temple there.
Yeah, it's an area of sort of places of worship and churches. The whole row is priesty.
We'll cut through there. And am I wearing my mask at the moment? I can't remember whether I was wearing it before, when.
I think you took it off when you got beaten up. I don't remember if you put it back on or not, so it's up to you.
Well, I'll put it
what
back
you
on
think
now,
Eric would do. Okay, so yeah, you plaster the mask back onto your face, and you cut onto Temple Row. And as you do, you see sort of like groups of monks flagellating themselves, walking along the street with like hoods up, singing like prayers. You see one person that is just off to the right on like a plinth, spouting some nonsense about their god coming down to save them and scorch the earth of all villainy and crime. And you see another person who's just like holding a small sermon, and they're, as you're strolling down the street, they're grasping a glass that's got sort of like a tentacled like wooden carving around it, and they're all sort of drinking from this cup. As you get around to the top of Temple Row, between you and Danbrath Chase, the location of Yota, as you get down towards Quarter Street, you see there is a group of Ilmakato sort of huddled around like a food stall just in Quarter Street, just down here. They're you can see them from a distance. They're huddled around a food stall, scarfing down some street meat. They're not looking away. They're not looking up.
I think we'll just try and walk past them then. Just try and be casual.
Yeah. So as you make your way down past them, you now enter into Quarter Street, and there's a variety of like food stalls and vendors here. You see like iguanas on sticks and like weird lizards and very questionable looking blends of meat. The smell is both delightful and harrowing in some places. As you walk past them, I'd like you to make a stealth check.
It's so fucking
Fucking baked bean
walk
cans on a
across
string
it.
that run all the way through the sewers.
Yeah, this fucking cantrip is the fucking bane of my existence. I could have taken a message.
There must be stuff that's in
I
this
can
little
send a
room.
telepathic message to anyone, and you can send one back.
Oh, so you literally like.
They're dying because I didn't know healers kit. We couldn't find the term for a medical kit, so
There
at the
might be
start of the
something.
campaign, we didn't.
There might be something that's in the
Like,
room with us that you could like make a little, some kind of enchanted like walkie-talkie device from.
Is a walkie-talkie in the room right now? I'll see if I can.
We're in like some sort of a storeroom or whatever, and I was just trying to see in my inventory if I've got like a lot of any one thing that we could sort of make a trail out of.
Oh, what about like rope? Like a tug on the end of one bit of rope to say that we've got them, and then all head back kind of thing.
Be a lot of rope, like a lot of rope.
I've got 45 foot of rope, which is probably not gonna.
That's what, like, a foot is a third of a meter.
What's in a herbalism kit? Because I've got one of them.
Herbs.
I got a healer's
leave
kit.
a trail of herbs and spices for him to follow.
Colonel Sanders' original recipe.
What about if we could leave him a note or something at the entrance bit?
I mean, yeah, we can surely do something like that. But I assume we're going to be bumping into him anyway.
Yeah.
It's sort of like just in case, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'm thinking. Yeah, I don't know, because the thing is, we're down here, so by the time we go up and out and find him, he will have probably come down. So it's like,
if he's
and he gets to on the way to us, we'll leave him dead, or he'll get through it. And it's like, we can't really influence that, annoyingly.
Well, is it worth them planning for what we're going to do once he's back?
That's what I was just thinking. Is like, do we just hunker down?
Yeah.
And then just really come up with a plan for when he's back?
That might be the better idea, to be honest. I think we might miss him otherwise.
Okay. Oh dear. That's an 8 plus. Is it plus dexterity and proficiency?
For stealth, so.
I'm proficient in it, but you get the dex plus as well, yeah?
Yeah, dexterity. So it's dexterity plus your proficiency bonus.
Okay.
Yes, sorry.
So 14.
14. Okay, Ezra rolled a 9. So as you walk past, one of them looks up for a second and goes, "Oi! Could you pass me a napkin?" to his mate. And you make your way past, completely unscathed. As you get down towards Danbreath Chase without a hitch, you see the signature 4 candles in the window.
Okay, do you know Yota personally?
I've spoken to her through notes and letters. I'm never the one to do the drop-offs, but I'm sure if I introduced myself it would be of no consequence.
Okay, then perhaps we should enter together.
I think that sounds like a good idea. And so you knock on the door.
God.
And she says, you hear, "Enter." And as you open the door, she looks at you and she doesn't say anything. She looks past you and goes, "Who are you?" to the Ezra. And she goes, It's a friend of the Mercane." She goes, "Ah, Ezra, come on in."
Go to the nearest entrance, at least. We can meet him and show him the way to where we're hiding. Because obviously, him get to the sewers is one thing, but him knowing where we're actually hunkered down is a completely different thing. And he could be searching the sewers for hours and still not find us.
But the problem is, if we go to one entrance and he goes to a different one, then we're going to completely miss him. And he might get to the bunker and see that we're not there and think we've left and head out again.
Well, that's it, because he's with Ezrin, and she's the only other person that knew where we are now.
Yeah. I'm guessing
Keep in mind we're down here. Keep in mind we're down here with oh fuck, Garen's mate.
Sylvain?
Oh, Sylvain. Yeah, sorry. I've come over really like dizzy and like, so I can't think properly. So we can let him know that we've gone to the nearest entrance. So if Yarrick does get there before we come back, if we don't meet him, then he can just tell Yarrick, oh, they're at the nearest one. Like, go find them or whatever. So it's not like we're going completely blind. It's if he doesn't meet us at the one we're at, then I don't know.
And she looks past you again. She looks at you again, sort of barely acknowledges your existence, sort of nods, waves you in. What's brought you to my door?
Is this a question to Ezrin as well?
She says it outwards. Ezrin goes to speak and she goes, I want to hear it from him first. And then I'll hear it from you afterwards.
Hello, Yota. I think...
Sorry, only my friends use that name.
Okay.
You can call me the Fade.
I would take that as a signal that you are angry with me.
I don't know, I might be angry with you.
I think you can understand why I was angry with you. And hurt.
I see it from your perspective.
But, I come with an apology. I was reckless when you were trying to help me, and I saw I should have trusted that you were a friend. I should say that I went to the arena and I saw my brother, if I can still call him that. He is not... I would not say there is much of him left.
No. He is unrecognizable from the young man we grew up with. But you must understand why I wanted to keep it from you. I didn't want to hurt you. No one wants to see their friend hurt and let down.
But what have I been doing all these past years trying to save money to free him if there is nothing of him left? It has been a waste of purpose. I do not know why I am leaving now.
Because there was magic in hope, and I liked seeing you have hope, and you should still have hope.
I spoke to him, he does not want to leave.
People change every day. I know that more than others. And she goes from her normal appearance as a changeling to an elven lady, and then to a dwarven lady. Says, I know change more than most, and I still think there's hope for young Oz, and I think he's worth saving. I don't think you should give up on him just because he's having his rebellion.
This is more than a rebellion. He has murdered many, and he is in the clutches still. And I no longer believe that paying off the debt would be enough. Do you know Vidal?
I've never seen him. I've heard of his barbarity.
I was stupid and drunk and suicidal enough to confront him, and I was beaten within an inch of my life. At the same time, there was business with the Lonely Mercane, and there's some sort of war that's occurred, and I think I am in the middle of it now. And Ezrin I helped escape, and now we need further escape.
I don't know if we might just have to assume that she knows that we're going to be down here and just like wait for him. And then while we're down in the bunker at the moment, we plan what we're going to do once he's arrived as far as moving forwards.
Yeah, it's just sort of like, it's sort of like movie scene, we will just escape from the police. We're now fucking hiding wherever we can, waiting for the regroup.
Yeah.
So,
I'm thinking, obviously once we've popped back out again, if we get out, I think there's a marker that's on the screen just above where we're looking now, in that in the leafy area.
Yeah.
Maybe if we head towards that one, because then we're out of the eyes of the Omakato, and then we've also got an easier distance for getting to the house for tomorrow.
Yeah. So that most the highest one up. Yeah.
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 Should we let them know somehow that we're?
So, we're heading there to try and meet him, and then we're regrouping, and the idea is to try and go bargain with the connections at the auction house.
Yeah. I think if we're going from that top side, then at least we've got a little bit of leeway before we're back stuck in the Shade Warrens. In case, and if shit hits the fan as soon as we're back in the Shade Warrens, then at least we can just skip back out again into that top bit.
Yeah.
And also it gives us a shorter distance for if by the time we do all this, it winds around to tomorrow and we've got to go see Thingy.
Yeah.
When you climbed out of the sewer, when you got to the town square, before the fight, James.
Sorry, what?
When you climbed out of the sewer before the fight.
Yeah.
And climbed back in, I guess. Was it like a ladder or something?
I think it was stairs. Because I remember I power slided back down it and I went down the stairs.
It was stairs from the McCain, from the pub into the sewers, but I meant the other end of the town square. But it doesn't matter because the thing I was looking at planning, I was looking at using my magical tinkering to make a sound that essentially tells Joe where we are.
I vaguely remember some sort of trapdoor or something I think I came out of, but I can't remember actually. It was a couple of sessions ago now.
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't matter anyway because it was the reason I was asking was my magical tinkering lets me record a sound up to 6 seconds long. So I was thinking if I could potentially do it on the ladder, so when Joe touches the ladder, it tells him where we're hunkered down.
Could you make a kind of dog whistle thing that only he can hear that leads him to us?
That's what the bloody message cantrip could do.
Oh no.
Yeah, that's why it's so annoying I haven't taken it.
I think we've just got to assume that they're going to know where we are through Ezrin and hunker down, and then once they've arrived, we pop out that bit up there and kind of figure out what to do next.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's not really anything we can do on the short term for him, because otherwise we'll just be splitting the party even more by us going looking for him.
The risk of, like James said, just running this cat and mouse game of trying to catch up and go and take him forever to do it.
I forgot he had Ezrin with him. And she's in the know with your side of things.
Even though his health is fucked, at least he's got a person with him.
Yeah,
and that's what we do where we are.
What he's got to do is get to an entrance, and then he's basically on the home straight.
I think I want to kill this man.
You and just about everyone else in this city. Okay. Make a persuasion check for me, please. With advantage.
Oh, okay. 11 and 2.
So I am not proficient in persuasion, so 13.
13. She thinks about it for a bit and goes, I've got something for you. And you see she turns around from the coffee table she's sitting at, and you see what you thought was a door to another room. She opens it out, and it's a wall-to-wall walk-in wardrobe with outfits of every imaginable colour, size and shape. And she pulls you out an outfit. It sort of looks like a very neatly presented suit, but it's got no collar. She presents to one of these to each of you, and then she pulls out a sign. And you see now it's like a placard asking for money for charity, and a stack of leaflets. She goes, "Trust me, no one will even want to look at you if you walk from here to where you need to go with these."
I think I believe that. Thank you. Does this mean we are friends again?
Oh, well, hold out the jury on friends. You can call me Yota again, but it's gonna take me a minute. You can come in to see me whenever you need, but give me a minute. Is that everything?
I have not been very good at trusting people recently, but I think I should have trusted that you were helping me.
It'll be hard to trust. We'll get there again.
Yes.
Now, looks like you've got a journey to make. Ezrin, pleasure to meet you. Yarick, good luck.
Keep an eye out for Oz.
I always do.
Okay, we'll leave, I guess.
Yeah.
Should we do that then, and we'll let them know we're good?
As for tomorrow, or the plan for for tomorrow, I don't really know because the meeting with Thingy's supposed to be tomorrow. There's not really any way we can be like, can we postpone?
Well, unless we do the meeting
it's
and
going
then,
to be like absolute first thing in the morning kind of thing.
or we get the meeting done and then do the next bit after.
Yeah, it's one or the other, innit? It's either it just depends on what needs to be done first.
Can any of you guys remember what the meeting was going to be about?
This is like the debrief now before we actually go on this big grand quest for him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think
probably
the
get
quest is a few weeks, a few months away, but
we'll probably have
this
a
is
bit
sort
of
of
downtime, before the main thing starts. It'll probably be your quest will then start in 2 days. See you then, sort of thing. I don't think he's going to give us the quest and then immediately you've got to go.
3 day. We've been on this 3-day gap already, haven't we? This is
Yeah.
the end. We'll be kicking things off on this date.
From what Tom said previously, this is essentially the brief, and then the quest won't actually start for a couple of months, or a few weeks.
So we have
there's good time for us to do stuff here.
That'll give us a window to do the auction house stuff after we've done the meeting.
Yeah. Well, then we're still gonna have time in the day, aren't we? And they can just hide in the sewer.
And if we're in that top section there, we're at less risk of shit hitting the fan.
That's it. We'll already be out of the whole Shade Warren's territory, so that makes sense.
Yeah.
Right. Okay then. Well then, we're waiting for regroup. Go do the meeting, then try and bargain at the auction house.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I suppose we can try and our thingy. Ilvander, whatever his name is.
Yeah.
If they can help out, if he can help us house people, but I doubt he will because he's.
Oh, yeah, he's like the whole secretive lord, isn't he? So
he's a secretive lord. So
wouldn't really fit character, but maybe as we're his employees technically.
Yeah. So you don your outfits. Ezrin takes a stack of leaflets. You hold the placard asking for donations to the charity, and as soon as you make your way onto a busy street, the Shades Causeway, Ezrin starts going, "Can I interest you in donating to charity?" And literally people are doing their best to look away. They're looking straight at the floor. As you're walking down there, do you say anything to add to this?
We are raising money to help deal with the fire pipe crisis.
Amazing. And as you go to sort of reach out to someone, and people are just sort of dropping you copper coins to almost make you fuck off. I'll just here's some money, just leave me alone. That sort of pity charity thing where they feel guilt at wanting to look at you. Between now and the entrance to the sewers, you nestle like 5 copper coins.
Oh, I'll take that.
Just if people hate donating. You climb down into the sewers, and Ezrin starts leading you along a path, a very winding path, and you can see that she is meticulously counting. You see, like, she's literally tapping tiles as she walks, and she says, "I need you to not speak to me for a minute. I need to." And she's like counting as she walks, and she's taking turnings, and you're following her really closely. And the first thing you notice is it stinks. It's that sulfuric, eggy sewer smell, like when you haven't unblocked your drains in a while. And she takes another turning, and she presses a button on the wall, and then
I don't know. I think because the way he'll be viewing it is, although we are doing a quest for him, our reward will be, well, 1, going on the quest, and 2, whatever the reward for the quest is.
Yeah.
There's not really anything like we're not really in a bartering position to like be like, well, sweeten the pot.
Yeah.
There were teams upon teams of other adventurers lining up to do this quest, so it's like if we say, now we're all right.
The thing is, the way that
we're really doing to help these people, like, well, I'll just get the people in second place then.
The way that Tom like constructs his storylines, there is a chance that we could be like basically sent as fodder for some kind of thing where, like, if we get killed, it actually doesn't like make a difference for the main guy.
Yeah.
He has a habit of writing those where it's like, actually, you're supposed to die.
Yeah, it's like the thing like coming out the other end was the reward.
Yeah. Cool. Should we let him know?
Yes. Yeah. We're pretty much in the clear, aren't we?
Yeah, they're still discussing. I'm just going to put in a message in their chat. Can you put a message on the chat to say, "Are you ready, kids?"
Yeah, whether they see it or not is another matter, though.
I'm well interested to hear their planning. How do I get to the chat? Are you ready?
You might have to message one of them on WhatsApp or something as well and see if that helps it.
Should we pop a message in the thing or something?
Yeah.
Unless we can think of anything to say or anything to come up with for the meeting tomorrow.
I mean, I don't really know.
It's going to depend what the meeting's about, but we won't know until we're there.
Yeah, it's just about the mission, but we don't really know much about the mission.
Unless we can kind of ask him for some kind of like if the guards in the Shade Warrens, if he's kind of got control over them, if we can get like leniency for if we're doing any kind of crime that's related to stopping the Omokato. Because it's going to benefit his town if we're taking on like the crime gang. Surely that'll be in his interest. Because like with the guards, I can imagine we end up in situations where we're getting fucked over by the guards and the Omokato while trying to stop the Omokato.
Well, yeah, maybe we bring it to him. Well, are the Omokato not, an annoyance for you? Like, we're already at arms with them.
Vigilante justice.
Yeah.
I don't think that's his thing. He might be able to put it in with the guards and just be like, look, if you catch these people doing anything, but it doesn't really seem like his.
But there are no guards in the Shade Warrens. That's the whole point.
Yeah, that's another thing as well. Like,
yeah.
So we're not really going to get caught by the guards because they don't really police it.
So we're just going to get caught by the mob.
Oh, are they signalling in? All good. They're waving.
Yeah. I think. Are
we going
just unmuting them now?
I can hear you again, Tom. I don't know if you've unmuted.
Okay. So as you're all sitting at this table discussing your plans, you hear and you see Ezrin and you see Yarrick.
Oh, that's
except they're not wearing their normal outfits. They're wearing these weird, like almost like Jehovah's Witness looking suits. And you see Ezrin's got a fat stack of leaflets and Yarek's holding a sign asking to donate money for the firepipe crisis.
Tom, we've just spent a good 10 minutes trying to figure out how we're going to let them know where we are.
Well, we spent 10 minutes and
did you not listen to the bit where Sylvain literally said Ezrin is the only other person that knows this location?
We were discussing if we go up and let them know from which entrance to go down, or if we're going to try and use walkie-talkies to try and connect and let each other know that we've found them.
So you just completely forgot that I said out loud in Sylvain's voice, Ezrin is the only other person that knows that location.
Yeah, but we didn't know if they were going to need help getting to us. But they did it quite easily.
Either way, I'm gonna love it because now there's a whole bit of this session that I have to listen to for the first time, and you guys too.
Yeah.
So yeah, they walk in their new outfits with their signs and their leaflets, and Ezrin runs over to Sylvain and gives him the biggest bear hug in the world.
Oh, by the way, I might get recording now.
What, Joe?
James got. Am I good to stop recording my bit now?
Yeah, James. James, if you carry on recording, Joe, you stop.
Yeah, I'll leave.
Okay, who's going to say something first?
The way Tyler feels, seeing this fire pipes conspiracy take off, I feel must be how real world scientists feel watching just fucking the most bullshit conspiracy theories take off whilst they're just pissing against the wind trying to debunk it. No matter how many times they debunk it, people still believe it. And Tyler's just here I've already bloody told him.
Ezra, you look better in your work outfit.
It was 6 hours ago and they've already
she says, this was a necessary prevention measure. We didn't want anyone to look at us, and we thought, what's scarier than people asking for charity?
And we made money in the process.
And you hold up your five copper coins that people hate donated to you on the walk.
That's so you've just had Paul McCartney just widely avoiding you as you've been walking about because like a big issue lady.
Yeah.
Well, and they don't know why. A conspiracy they know is fake, probably, because they know what really happened was their home base got destroyed. Or one of their bases got destroyed.
Yeah, but they don't know that it wasn't the fire pipes that did it.
Oh, well, I feel like they probably... No, they already do know that... Well, they think they know that it was Sylvain and his lot.
Yeah, but they don't know it was the cake.
You doing completely unrelated.
I don't know, it was a completely unrelated terrorism.
Yeah.
Anywho.
It's like the plot for a film.
Feel free to catch us up on what you've been planning while we've been adventuring.
I think we've settled on cool. Go to the meeting with Thingy tomorrow and maybe see about housing some people, but it's unlikely.
Okay.
We were sort of like talking about where that marker is on the furthest top one on the left. If we head towards there and then wait so we can do the meeting, then after the meeting investigate about like the auction house stuff.
Okay, so you wanna get everyone to sort of safety.
Yeah.
Hang out up here, go see Alvander, and then investigate the Mercane auction house to see if they can help you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's sort of like leave NPCs in the safety of the sewers. Try and go see if we can find some sort of solution as to keep them safe while we're doing shit.
Gotcha. Okay.
Well, we could go to the main plot, or the other main plot.
I have a question.
Speak.
Yeah.
Speak, priest.
I have not perhaps been in this city as long as some of you, but does anybody know why it is there are no guards ever in the Shade Warrens, and what possible motive there might be to, say, persuade guards or whoever is in charge of them to enter the Shade Warrens?
This is
as potential allies.
Always.
This is where Sylvain steps forward and he goes, "There's a very simple reason that no guards enter the Shade Orlands." And he points to the top of his map at Starglint Palace and says, "The ruler of the city, Overlord Valaneth Galadur, has been in charge for a very long time. One day, the rest of the lords and ladies of the city decided they wanted a slice of his cake, so to speak. So they raised an army and they tried to overthrow him. And when all things were looking dire, Il Mercato stepped in and saved his bacon. And he asked for one thing in return. He asked for the Wallens, and it was given freely. So now, Vidal Mercato is almost the sixth lord of the city, with his own district, whilst everyone else is paid to just look away."
If, say, there was some reason for them to at least believe that the Il Mercato was entering other districts and trying to take over there, would that perhaps motivate them to fight and perhaps consider if Vidal is one to still be trusted?
If this is a good idea. If the lords and ladies of the city see Vidal widening his grasp wider than it is wanted, this could maybe lose some of his favor.
Could we not use our current fight with the Il Mercato and bring the whole situation to Viltrema and perhaps get some aid, get some safety, get some help from a higher power, convinced that we are the ones that are able to get rid of Il Mercato?
Doesn't strike me as something he'd be interested in.
It's a double-edged sword, because the overlord of the city will do everything in his power to maintain his sway over everyone. The Mercato have such an important place in holding his power. They're almost as powerful as the Lord of the City, so it's worth trying, but I don't know where it would go.
So is the guy that is at the Starglint Palace, is he basically like on a higher rung than Viltrema?
Yeah, you got like the lower lords, and then he's the big dick lord.
Right, okay.
But if
he looks at you, Garen, and says, basically, yes.
If we could create a scenario where all of these lords feel that they are under threat from the Mercato, especially the Overlord, if we could manufacture that somehow, then perhaps they would fight back. No?
Maybe we get Viltrema to rally the other lords, and it's not just him, it's all the other lords against the other two.
Having worked in the Dawnspire building, you hear like buzzings and things, and I'll be honest, Viltrema strikes me more as being into the intellectual side of things than the nitty-gritty criminal under side of things. His focus seems to be sort of more above the that side of the inner workings of the city than I don't know how to put it into words. But that was something I always got the impression of. He wasn't really focused on that. He was focused on academia and the grander scheme than...
We're not convinced him he's spearheading the effort against the rest of the... Like, the Il Mercato and the other guy would surely not put him in a higher standing than everyone else anyway.
I think at this point anything's worth trying.
Do we have any idea where the head of the Il Mercato actually lives, or does he just wander around with his goons?
Either way, you're in Florence, right?
I'm sure he has his own special hideout. I've just never found it.
It would be funny if I stumbled upon it accidentally.
Karen just died.
So did we want to head out to the surface down the tunnel, or should we stay here for
I need a rest.
We're gonna have a rest now that everyone's here.
Yeah.
I'm fucking dying. I need a rest.
Tyler!
Sylvain says to Yarrick, I've never seen someone get knocked out 4 times in a row. It was certainly impressive.
Get knocked down.
Impressive for Vidal or for me?
I'll follow you. It was impressive to see you still walking after being beaten the shit to death 4 times in a row.
I will take that as a good compliment, and I think I owe all of you an apology, if I am honest. Particularly Tyler, who at first when I met, I thought he seemed so rich that I would steal from him as a mark, but I think I have changed my mind there. I think, considering where I am in my life right now, you are the closest thing I have to companion.
I've decided I'm not going to rob you.
I can't remember what show it is, but there's a thing where someone just starts emptying out all their dirty laundry that they don't need to, and they're fucking hilarious. It's like, yeah, I'm not going to rob you.
Just to check quickly, you know when we increased our max HP?
So if you
does
take
that increase is that set our HP at the moment to that max?
No, you have to rest to heal.
Oh, okay.
So, when you take a long rest, you can choose any number of hit die to roll. 1 second, no, sorry. Long rest, you go to full HP, you recover all your shit, and if you've spent any hit dice, you recover half of your maximum.
Is long rest 8 hours?
Yes, long rest is at least 8 hours, yeah. So it will put you at the start of the day in which you're due to meet with Alvander Viltrima.
That might be the best route to go now, then.
Yeah, we're all tip top.
My sonic power says I regain all my hit die on a long rest.
Amazing.
Your what?
We do the rest now then?
Yeah.
Yes. So you take a long rest, you recover all your shit. So after sort of discussing and debating throughout the night, and Sylvain sort of listening to your plans, he goes through sort of the members of the Il Mercato with you as well. He starts just by saying, when we eventually fight back, it might be worth working our way up the pyramid. We could start with the bottom layer, the lieutenants. But that is a conversation for morning. I am Tyler.
Oh, didn't you give us like a list of who they were during that battle? Or did that not?
He went through them, like pointed them out to you one by one, as they were sort of lined up out in the street.
Was that all of them, or was there like more?
Yeah,
there's quite a lot of people.
Right,
So
I think I've got them all written.
Okay.
You can keep talking and that.
Cool. So when Tom comes back, should we start the next day?
Yeah.
Where's he gone?
I don't know. He said you can keep talking. I think he might have gone to the toilet in the next room.
So I'm just gonna put the bottom layer.
A very warm baby.
Oh, babies are very warm. They make you sweat.
There he is.
Oh shit! I wasn't even looking.
You're the baby!
He's been really good at it. He's been asleep most of the session. I thought he was going to wake up and just be screaming the whole way through it.
I've just put in the chat. I've just put in the chat the. Oh no! Sorry, I missed two people out. So this is the bottom layer of the Il Mercato.
How do we get back to the show?
Was I forgot what it's called now. What was it called?
There you go. That's the bottom layer of like main enforcers.
Was Destin one of them? Was he below that?
What, that random guy you murdered? No, he was below that. He was more like a foot soldier.
Okay.
This is like starting at like enforcers, and then you've got lieutenants, and then you've got like the leadership. Is there a consigliere? I don't know.
So was Sylvain suggesting we pick these people off one by one?
He did at one point, yeah. Yeah.
Right, where am I looking?
In the chat.
In the chat.
What? Oh, I think. I'm good. No, that's not it. Oh, I see. Wait.
Okay. So you all rest up. You will take your time to recover your hit points and lick your wounds and recover any expended resources. It is the dawn of the final day before you were set to meet Alvander to set off on your expedition. Are you set on your plan to be heading out towards the Viltremor estate with your whole group of people? What's the plan there?
Is it worth us investigating the room we're in for like resources and stuff? Or would that not be very kosher, just like taking all their supplies and then fucking off?
What? Oh.
He's saying, should we rob the safe house of any of its resources?
We're not rob it, but borrow.
Acquisition.
Fuck it. Okay, I'll roll. Can I look around it then?
Yeah, absolutely you can. Absolutely you can.
Planning to rob.
The plan was we were going to be essentially leaving like all the pub people
19
here while we go and sort of try and argue for their fate, as it were.
Gotcha. Okay. Right, so on an 18, Gristle.
19.
You look around. Oh, 19. There's a lot of boxes of like salted like meat and fish and stuff like that. There's lots of like bottled and potted water. You do find a box that's just got like 5 or 6 healing potions in it. 5 or 6. You're searching. It's 6 healing potions in it.
Oh, shit.
You open it and Sylvain says, "Excuse me. Is it common where you're from to rob the man who's sheltering you?"
I am a pirate.
He goes,
You are a pirate.
I was just wondering if there is maybe anything we could take that might be useful to us on our trip to try and help you, Sylvain.
And he says, "I suppose I could spare 1 potion each. If you really must take something."
Which
We're going out of the way.
what size are those ones?
They are the regular ones.
Regular one is that 1d4 plus 4, or I forget.
2d4 plus 2?
2d4 plus 2 is what it says in the book.
Yeah.
Oh, that's it.
Yeah, 2d4 plus 2.
Joe, did you have, or Yarrick, did you have healing potions on you this whole time?
I think I had one that I used up after I almost died
Okay.
to get me to 5 HP.
Yeah, you rolled a 1 on it, didn't you?
I literally keep forgetting that I've got them.
Apart from that, no, I didn't have any. Can I ask Sylvain, is it Sylvain who's told us about all these lieutenants?
Yeah, he's the one that's been sort of giving you the information he has on them.
I don't know if this is a stupid question, but Just has an owl companion named Silvus. Would it be much of a bargaining chip if we happened to steal this owl?
I mean, rangers tend to get pretty attached to their animals. It could be a good way of weakening him.
Didn't one of us have the ability to speak to animals, or was that a potion?
That was
I
a potion.
had a potion of animal friendship.
Ah.
Yeah.
Have you got any droplets left in the vial?
It doesn't work that way. Yeah, so Sylvain gives you each a healing potion to be on your way with, and he
just a sec, because I might not might leave him with it. I feel like he needs the supplies more than I do.
Yes. Okay, fair enough, and just takes it and puts it back in his box.
On a similar kind of thought process of like ways to get to these different people. I mean, the cursed guy at the bottom, it says he makes his spare time sparing and brawling in any space that will allow it. So I mean, places that allow fighting are probably good spots to find him, I guess.
You could challenge him to a brawl as well.
Yeah. But like, I wonder what sort of place would that be? Like, is there like boxing rings in the city?
You'd have to investigate and find out.
Okay.
My line of thinking is doing things against these people and somehow blaming them on another lord from another part of the city, in the hope that might influence Vidal to attack another part of the city.
Like draw him away.
I don't know how much of an influence it would be at this level.
You don't know until you do it. You don't know what the reactions are going to be until you do it, and that's the thing. You've got to make your decision, and I am just the arbiter of the consequences of that decision.
So Joe, your kind of plan is to kind of draw them all against each other?
Well, if part of the reason Ilmatar have so much power is because the guards don't enter that part of the district, and the reason they don't is because they're no threat to them. It feels like the Ilmatar just have the Shadeborns, and they're not going to overextend. But if they did overextend and started trying to cause chaos or take power in other parts of the districts, then I imagine there's a possibility for guards who then start cracking down on the Ilmatar.
That's a good
You've just got to be
way
very
of
careful about sowing the seeds of dissent.
Yeah, well, that's Gristle Tongue's speciality, isn't it?
And not making it
Do
easy
we
to
have
see
like
through.
any actual idea of the amount of Ilmatar soldiers that are in this area?
You don't know their total numbers. No.
So is it like thousands, or is it like 100?
You know that their leadership consists of consists of 8 people and then the boss, which is the 9th.
Okay.
You don't know how many foot soldiers or recruits each person is in charge of. You don't know like the overall structure. You know, you don't know how it works.
Start thinking in like a square mile, how many are we likely to come into contact with in that like one? Like, is it like riddled with them?
If you do want to go forward with the plan of trying to make it look like they're trying to extend their reach, you've got to be really careful about not making it too obvious that you're trying to make it look like that.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of clever people in this city that will see through that immediately. And I'll be honest, the leader strikes me as one of those people.
Do we not go like, instead of making it look like they're pushing on territory, try and appease, like, make the other lords see that there's so much territory taken up by the Warrens that why should Mercato have it?
Yeah.
I think it's because they're not only complacent, but the way of things are work for them because they stay in power.
Alright, well,
try and convince whatever lord looks after Mid-City or Ambergate to kind of like extend their territory further into the Shade Warrens to like improve it, like a community project to like upscale the city.
Are they not sick of like this like shitty area right next to their district?
Yeah.
Alright. What if
it doesn't strike me as that's the way they see things? Like they like things the way they are because it doesn't mess with the power that they have. They don't really care much about that because that's where the poor people live anyway, and they don't care about them.
But I wonder if it could be like whispering worms in their ears to be like, look at all this real estate.
Yeah, that's sort of like, well, why don't you guys extend on this guy who just got given all of this fucking land for no reason?
Think how many markets you could set up on that school for disadvantaged children in the Shade Warrens.
Do we know anything about these lords though? Like, if we knew something about some of their personalities, there might be one of them who could be influenced and might be ambitious in that way.
We would also have to figure out how we're going to get like a meeting with them, I guess.
I just, again, don't underestimate the people in power and how they got that power.
Okay, well,
because
how about this then?
That's where your first mistakes are gonna, like,
how about
that's
this
where your plans are gonna start to crack.
We find out, just from information-wise, which of the other lords might sound like the kind of ambitious type, which might consider picking a fight with the Shade Warrens, and then we just pick off these targets, but not do so in a way where it's not obvious who's killed them, and leave it up in the air as a bit of a mystery.
Yeah.
And then hopefully find a way to make it look like it's not so much Sylvain involved in this. Just make them consider maybe there is someone else and leave it as a bit of a mystery, and then hopefully find a way to pin it to whoever this other lord might be later down the line.
If we're working, hopefully we're not in a position where we're ready to put this plan into action, because they'll be working with facts and looking into it, whereas we'll be working with, well, hopefully they don't figure out where we've gone wrong.
Well, that's what I mean. If we're not actually trying to pin it so much,
it's a difficult one to implement.
Well, that's what I mean by let's not actually try and pin it so much to another person. Let's just kill them in a way where it's not obvious who did it, and then the more they can start to wonder about why these random killings are suddenly occurring, leave them to be the ones to investigate, and maybe then start putting in information, but more in a long game there.
Are you thinking of like less directly pinning it to him and more kind of dropping kind of clues at the seams almost?
Yeah, but later down the line maybe, once they start to get suspicious in the first place about why so many people are getting murdered.
I was wondering if we could like get meetings with the other lords, like almost under false pretenses, just so we can get like a gist of what. Because I think it's going to be weird if we just like we want to meet the lord and then turn up, and then we just chatting to him. Like if there's some kind of scheme we can come up with where like we're trying to promote something to them, we get a meeting with them, and then we can gain an idea of what they're like during the course of those.
Go alongside, like what I suggested about trying to go through the merchant guilds and the auction house to let them know about our situation. Maybe we can get hooked up with them and then use the merchant guild's connections to create these meetings. And then we could be showing up under as merchant envoys or whatever, and be like, then argue the case. Why aren't you trying to take more of the Warrens as real estate, as money for you?
I love the idea of basically tricking the other lords into just getting like greedy over the real estate they could potentially be having as a way of taking out the criminal gangs that own it. Because imagine like when it comes down, you got like the fucking mafia basically run the Shade Warrens, and then you suddenly got like businessmen turning up, like sectioning it off, like, how much would you like for this district? And they're like, no, please.
I mean, that's what happens to the mafia in real life.
I mean, you can literally angle it as like, would you rather have this money or own this shitty part of town?
Yeah.
Like, what do you reckon they're going to more likely go for? Oh, you've got these 3 rundown buildings that have got like people with cancer inside it, or you've got like a load of money to take in exchange. I mean, even if they could somehow like
you're literally convincing them to do gentrification,
money, so they end up with nothing, and that section of the city gets taken over. I mean, something like that.
The problem we have here, though, is we can only meet one of these lords for the first time once. I think it'd be worth us finding a way to find out more about who they are as people before we set up a meeting.
There must be ways we can do that.
I can't make any promises, but meeting Lord might be something that my parents can help with.
Oh yeah.
But I'm only comfortable doing that if I'm comfortable with what the plan is going to be.
Oh, isn't
right now it sort of seems half planned, and most of it seems more in the long term that the plan will work than things that we can do on the short term.
Isn't Tyler supposed to be meeting his parents soon?
What?
Isn't Tyler supposed to be like getting a visit from his parents?
I'm meant to be having lunch with them at some point.
Yeah. How far off is that? Did they not say?
Wanting to meet lords.
How would we go about finding out more about these lords then?
Like going through a guild or something, it gives us more of a backing. It gives us like more of like we're not just us, we are from something bigger.
What about you?
And would there be a contact there who knows these lords personally that could tell us what they're like?
What about asking Viltremor at the meeting?
Yeah, that's
one
possible.
of them. But yeah, my parents have many fingers in many pies, but not criminally, just academically.
Academically
so
criminal.
They're well connected. They're well connected in
academic pie fingerers.
Yeah.
Criminally academic.
Oh, I'm so fucking dizzy and so sick today. This is out of character. My brain is only like, I can't get words out properly. Like, I'm getting half thoughts, like the thoughts, but I can't voice them.
Have you not slept properly or something?
Yeah. Leslie's away for the weekend. Had the dogs in my room. I didn't get to sleep till like 4:30 this morning. Then Tormund woke me up at 8:30.
Try like just like drinking as much water as you can, just to kind of keep yourself hydrated. Because
I drink about 4 or 5 liters a day.
Oh, fair enough.
Yeah, I've got a bottle here. I've been swigging from.
Cool.
I'm just I think it's just where, sleep deprivation sometimes catches up with you, and it's caught up at the wrong time.
That's alright.
I just put out the idea that in the short term we do nothing at all, and let the Yulmakato think that we've kind of been wiped out. Make them think that they've won.
Oh shit! What if we like faked our own deaths?
Fucking Charlie. We get a wedding dress and some poppers from a pawn shop.
At the very least, like if they feel that they've won, they'll get more complacent again.
Wait, because they wouldn't have known that we didn't get killed in the tunnel explosion.
I think they'll know. You lot seem to really be underestimating what it takes to be the leader of an underground crime or an overground, essentially a mafia.
But I mean, at the same time, anything we can do to throw a spanner in the works for them is going to be more than like just letting them pursue us. Even if it might not work, at least it's going to be something.
The Tyler brain isn't Tylering today. All it's doing is like seeing
buffering.
It's seeing like problems in what you lot are doing, but it's not able to proactively come up with something. It's just being able to react.
Well, what's wrong with them with just doing nothing, making them wonder if perhaps we've left the rock altogether, like we've completely retreated, and just staying hidden, or at least Sylvain staying hidden while we gallivant around. I mean, we got to go off of Viltremor soon, don't we?
Yeah.
Staying underground is our best plan.
So, and in the meantime, just find out as much information as we can about these lords, about all of these lieutenants.
So basically, keep Sylvain and Ezrin in the little room for now, and then we'll go out into that mid city in that area, and we'll bugger about up there for a bit.
Yeah, go do what we've got to go do.
Yeah.
And hopefully, in a week or so, this might have died down a bit. They might feel like they've won already. They might think we've left the rock altogether. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get where you're coming from, or at least, they will be annoyed that they can't find us.
I agree that at least today. Wait, are we awake now? Is it?
Yeah. I'm treating all of this conversation as if it's in character. By the way.
Are we going to have to bring Sylvain and Ezrin food over the course of time that we're not there? Because otherwise they're just in a room.
Well, they got stores.
Come back and they're dead.
Well, they've got stores as long as a certain pirate doesn't nick. Raid them.
Okay, so should we?
I agree that at least for today, we'll lay as low as possible, whilst also beating one of the high lords of the city.
Should we go through the sewer into the mid-city bit and then kind of go from there?
Yeah, brave.
Sure thing.
When is it we're supposed to go with Viltremor?
We've just got to go have a little chat.
Yeah, but we're supposed to go off on a quest mission with it now, aren't we? To go.
Apparently, it's like a month or so from now. Tom reckons.
Yeah. Big space journey.
Yeah. How many days away is that now?
You'll find out.
The meeting is today, but I won't spoil it. But Tom did tell me a while ago.
Okay, so we just
actually, based on non-metagaming, maybe let's not try and plan a coup of the whole city when we could be off on a space journey in 2 days.
Well, that's what I mean. This is a perfect time to lay low and let the Ilmakato feel like they've won.
Well, let's just keep things chill then, and we'll go to this meeting and go from there.
It's not until level 5 that I unlock Nuke. I just can nuke the Mythos Rock, and then we don't have to worry about it at all.
No, just kill everybody.
All the people we care about with us, and then just get rid of the. don't have to worry about a city if it doesn't exist.
Okay, so you begin to make your way out of the safe room, and Ezrin sort of explains to you that the system for navigating. So Sylvain and Ezrin have mapped out the sewers based on basically where it's really easy to get lost. They've marked certain tiles along the patch to give you like your route. So like route number 1 will take you to like an area, route number 2 will take you to another area, and it's a complex thing to do with counting tiles and looking for symbols. They wanted it to be as sort of clandestine as possible without being like a very simple system. This whole thing was about having somewhere covert to navigate the city. So they explained their complex methodology, and anyone with an intelligence higher than 7 gets it.
So is that everyone but Garen?
Garen's like...
to check. I already know my intelligence is 18.
Yeah, so you understand this method, and you begin walking down the sewer path, counting the tiles. Right, route number 4 is for the mid-city. So, and you journey through the sewers, and this time it's again, you're in space, so you've got no sort of sense of day and night because everything is space-coloured. You know, and you're underground. As you pass under the city, you get to certain parts where you can hear footsteps above you of like the hustle bustle of the street, as you pass through like a giant causeway in the sewage, you reach a point where the stonework suddenly changes from a very rough hewn stone to a lot nicer. And instead of there just being groundwater, there's neat channels cut into the sewers.
From shit colour to marble.
And water is being diverted in sensible ways, and you can even see that there's like where you can see like plots for buildings above you. You can see that there's like pipe work going into the sewers in a much nicer way, and
it's not just
you gather that you've sort of transitioned from the Shade Warrens to a much nicer district. As you finally make your way out of the off to the left, out of this part of the sewers, you reach a laddered hatch. And as you climb up it and push it open, you find yourself in amongst grass and trees. And as you pull out, you see you are on the grounds of what seems to be a very large library within the rock. You are...
Oh, is that blue circle?
Yes, the blue circle bit, yeah. Blue circle! That's the grand library of the ninth circle. It's like a library of like apocrypha and mage knowledge. Yeah, it's sort of like a magic library basically. So you find yourself in amongst loads of trees and greenery, and you see a large, imposing library, blue spires and like great, massive stained glass window depicting different like historical scenes. You see like a hustle and bustle of people going in and out, and you can see people studying in the windows. And as you leave the sewer, the first thing that hits you is how fresh the air is, how clean the air is, how there's no dirt, there's a nice amount of grass, and you suddenly very quickly notice that people are dressed a lot smarter here as well.
Tyler's like, oh yeah, this was what I was used to.
Like, oh yes, normality.
We've got what normal smell like. Rather than peasants.
Is the so the area we're in now, is it kind of like similar aesthetic to Ambergate?
Yeah, it's like mid city and Ambergate are like Cambridge and Oxford. You get what I mean?
Okay.
Like similar aesthetic, different vibe.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
Okay. So, what are we doing now?
Did we want to chill at the library or something? How long we got till the meeting?
When is the meeting?
Yeah.
Midday.
What's the time now?
Space.
I would say in your like wake up time, your time to traverse the sewers, I would say it's probably about 10 now.
Probably about 1 o'clock now. We missed it.
It's like 4 in the afternoon. You slept in.
Are we allowed to enter the library? Do you need to be some kind of authority to go in?
Yeah, it's a public library. It's as public as any library.
Do we know how long the journey between where we are to Viltremor Estates would take? Because we've got to bear that in mind.
Yeah, because we've got to cross the bridge and then go over that way.
So we said here to here was about 20 minutes, which is...
I know you said the Ilmacato don't necessarily operate outside of the Shade Warrens.
That's about half an hour from the library to the estate.
Cool. I'm just going to take a leak quick, I'll be back in a minute.
Okay.
Yeah, I know you said that they don't necessarily operate in at least a major way outside of the Shade Warrens. Does that mean they wouldn't have operatives outside the Shade Warrens, or does it mean they have people outside of the Shade Warrens, but they don't really do anything, they just keep an eye out?
if they were to operate outside of the Warrens, they would be held to the same standard as any other law-abiding citizen, and treated as a criminal. So what they get is they get the ability to operate without any risk within the Shade Warrens, and run their businesses and sell their drugs and have no consequences. They haven't. You don't know what happens if they move into the other districts, if they operate, but you know that they would be treated as if they were a normal person committing a crime. So if they started a fight with you, they'd get arrested like anyone else. If they murdered you, they would get arrested like anyone else.
Saying criminal activity, I'm saying, like, just what it's reasonable to assume they'd have people looking out. Like, they'd have eyes everywhere.
Yeah, like, operatives are allowed to leave the Shade Warrens. They're allowed to hang out in the Shade Warrens. It just means that, you know, they ain't going to do it. They ain't going to do it out in the open, if you know what I mean. If you're in a crowd, they're not going to murder you, if you know what I mean.
Is it reasonable to assume that I would know that, or that Tyler would know that there's going to be eyes everywhere, essentially? Like,
I would say that you would all be smart enough to assume that you still need to be careful that there are people around.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say you're all fully aware that there are operatives anywhere. I'd just say that you're smart enough to know, you know, don't be stupid.
Yeah. In which case, I'm a 6'9" Minotaur with a pretty distinct look. I'd have to check with DM, but I would assume I probably spent a lot of time in the library growing up because I was studying for a doctorate, and I was a surgeon. So, library probably not the best place to hang out when we just had a with. Like, no, to be fair, I'm not the only distinct-looking person amongst us. It's just in the library, I'm likely to be recognised more than.
I mean, here's the thing, mate. All of your studying would have been primarily here. Like,
could you zoom the map into where we are, just quick?
Like, yeah, like the guild and all of its stuff and all of its resources all exist within the Dawnspire.
I think we should at least pop in and try and find some information.
Do you reckon there'd be books in there about what the other lords of the things are like?
That's what I'm hoping.
You don't know what's there.
If I studied in private libraries rather than that library, then I probably won't be recognised in there, but...
Tom, why do you think they would recognise you in the library?
We can at least pop in and ask the receptionist or something, can't we?
If some, like, because I would have spent a lot of time when I was younger.
But
so
were you in that specific library?
When someone shows up to a location day after day, people who work there tend to notice.
But were you in that actual library, or were you in the other one?
Well,
So,
library.
you know, where you would have studied would have had all of its own resources, its own libraries. Your parents would have had access to all the books you needed. Like, you know, it's all in the Dawnspire. You probably wouldn't have been a regular if you did visit the library, not to an extent where they would be like, "Oh, look, it's Tyler." You know what I mean?
Okay, I probably would have. Yeah, I probably would have done it at some point.
You know, it's like if you ever worked in a shop, it's like how you sort of know that you see people more than once, but you couldn't fucking tell me who they were. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
I think we should be alright.
That makes sense. Cool. Yeah, then we can go to the library.
Grubble's actually never been. Gristle's tongue has never been in the library. Been no experience.
You've only been to burn down libraries.
Yeah.
Too soon?
What is this black magic? Words!
That was you in that city, was it? Yeah. Right. So, are we going into the library? Are we not? What's going on? What's going on?
I'd like to go in.
If that's not what I studied at, then we should be fine.
Garen, not being the reading type, is going to go and use my ability to go and spend a short amount of time each day finding out the location of any notable Mercane trading.
Ah, okay. So,
It's being delivered McDonald's from heaven.
Sub us some Maccas, yeah. Big Mac meal on that, you get me.
It literally is.
Big Mac meal, shake as well. Is that strawberry? No, banana shake. It's Jake. It's banana shake.
I've Mikey ordered it, so it's orange.
Right. So, so Tyler, Yarrick, and Gristle are going into the library. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Might as well.
So as you make your way onto the library road, and as you approach the front, you see the palisade out the front of it is lined with fountains and trees, and there are like benches everywhere with people studiously reading and people having like picnics on the grass. It's a far sight from what you're used to in the Shadowlands. You walk up the marble steps to the library, and everything's tinged like a deep blue stone. You walk past two very notable statues of like gallant figures on horses as you enter through the doorway, which is almost crystalline in appearance. As you open the two doors, two brilliant furry orange carpets lead you towards a giant reception, and you see that like the reception backs onto a ginormous glass panel with windows, like slots all into it, and you can see through there just an enormous like spiral of books and different floors and people studying, and it's almost like an extra dimensional space in that you see that like the glass panel houses something that looks like it's too big to fit inside it. Now, you're familiar with the magic workings of a bag of holding. You know that in this universe, spaces being bigger on the inside is a thing that can happen. You realise now that there are rooms in this library that are smaller or bigger than they should be, you know, and you see there's about 4 different people at reception and 4 different desks, and there's so many different doorways in this library, you wouldn't know where to start.
Well, we need to talk to someone then, don't we?
Go up to the reception.
Who wants to do the talking?
Good morrow, library workers!
And you see they're wearing like very neat blue, almost like air hostess style blazers with cravats.
I like the way.
And she goes, "Hello there, sir. How may I help you?"
Well,
And then as you get closer, she, like, you see like her eyes start watering a little bit, and she's like, "How may I help you?"
oh, don't mind that. I've just been crawling around in the sewers for the last day. I'd like to know if you have any books on...
She's like, mm-hmm.
Do you have any books on local history or information about the area? I'm visiting with my compadres here.
He looks back and sees all of your colleagues equally smelly. He goes, "Yeah. Okay, so books on local history. You just take the first left, and then the second right, and then the 9th left after that."
Could you also explain to me what a book is?
Have you heard of paper?
Mean like a map?
So, people write words. You know, when you speak words, people can write words. And then people read them back.
And do many people read these books?
And she very quickly goes, I can't. I just can't. And she's like looks towards someone that looks like a supervisor and says, "I need to take my break. I need to." And the manager quickly takes over and goes, "So local history, follow me." And as he gets closer to you, he smells you, and he casts the cantrip Prestidigitation on all of you. Out of pure disgust, and basically Prestidigitation allows him to basically make you not stink and clean you.
Cast the spell for breeze.
Basically, yeah, the spell for breeze. So you like, and then all of you suddenly don't smell like shit.
I feel like I wouldn't be that smelly. It's only been like a day since I washed.
Yeah, but a whole day in the sewers, basically.
I start
8
panicking
hours
that I don't smell like rotting bird anymore.
walking through sulfur egg-smelling water. You would be stanky as fuck. Like you know how like how your clothes smell like when you've been cooking a roast dinner, and that smell lingers forever. Imagine that, but it was shitty sewer water. Do you know what I mean? You'd stank. You stank so bad.
I guess.
Anywho.
Also,
Anyway.
for the rest of this episode, I think I'm just going to have him roleplay as my crow pet.
He's so little and sleepy, even though he's an absolute unit compared to my child. Oh, I miss when my one couldn't hold up its head. My one just wakes up and goes.
Yeah.
Now.
This one just farts all the time.
Anyway, so he leads you towards down the corridor, and you take the route he suggested of that last 9th turning. And you now it comes to like a stone door, and as he opens it, it opens into a triple-layered section, like 3 stories deep, with giant ladders to go as high as you need. And he goes, now local history is on that shelf over there, and you see it's the shelf he's pointing to, where the local history section is like 4 stacks, as in 4 like pairs of shelves. And he goes, "Is that all? Or can I help you with anything else?"
When you say 4 stacks, how long is that going to take to search?
Well, 4 stacks is about 6,000 books.
Okay, we might need to be more specific within that. Alright, can I say, like, I am looking to write a political analysis paper about the workings of power in Bifastok. Do you have any books specifically about the current lords and their behaviors and personalities or biographies?
Oh, why don't you just say so? Yes, say so. Yes, of course. And he takes you over to the local history section and climbs up like 4 steps on a ladder, slides it across to the very middle of, like literally the very middle of the current shelving situation. He goes, beep, slides down the ladder and goes, there you go. Last updated last year. This is the 4th edition of the leadership and rulership of Mithras There you go.
Thank you so much. And thank you for help.
One second.
Academic study about naval history.
Just 1 second, and he just pulls out a stamp, stamps the book, and then goes, and your name, please, sir?
Tomazik Irigan.
Okay, right. Then he goes, can I have your hand, please?
My paw, yes.
And he stamps your paw, and you see that like the stamp on the book and the stamp on your paw with like the dates on it glow. And he goes, now the way this library works is basically you can't fail to return books. The book will immediately return to the library 3 weeks from now.
That's fine with me.
Yes, well, all in the preservation of knowledge.
The stamp will start burning into your hand until you return the book.
I'm doing a study about naval history. Do you have any books about the Bloody Betty?
Any books on the Bloody Betty? What is the Bloody Betty?
Have you ever heard of the Bloody Betty?
Yes.
It's that.
So he goes, the Bloody Betty, yes, that was a ship that terrorized all of space around Eagle Eye.
It'd be good if you've got any,
didn't they?
maybe books, mostly pictures of the port of Eagle Eye and that general period in history.
Well, that's going to be universal history. So that will be, and he just gestures to like the very, very top, somewhere over there. I'm a bit rusty on that section of the library, if I'm honest.
Can I send a crow up to get it?
Yeah, go for it.
Betty.
So your crow flies up. Can you make an animal handling check for me, please?
Yeah, what would that be?
Animal handling is nature.
Wisdom.
Which is wisdom, yeah.
5.
5. So you try and communicate as best as you can to your crow buddy about what you're looking for. The crow flies up and comes back with an earring.
That'll do.
Yeah.
So this is a book.
Wow, my very first book.
Baby's first book.
Crazy, given that you wrote that sign for the petition.
Yeah, but I didn't understand that was like the concept of what I was doing.
Right. I don't know how to write ransoms.
Yeah. Tyler? What would you like a book about?
I think I've got all the books I need, to be honest.
So just go Yarrick, go and study the book again.
Is there any, like, could Tyler just go and do some, I don't know, private study on his own personal... I know he needs to be there for this shit.
There'll be sections. There'll be time for downtime.
Yeah, I was just thinking. Well, I can't think properly. I feel really rough. So I was trying to think of a way that Tyler can sort of be in the background if I duck out. But
what sort of time we're going to go till today?
I don't really know.
And wrap up 6.
Yeah, I'll just stick with you lot for today and hope my brain functions better next session.
Okay.
Okay.
Is Jake still there? Did he want to have a go?
Yeah, Jack Smiths. So you, as they enter the library, you notice the bountiful amount of people around you. I would like you to make, please, for me a investigation check, please, with advantage, please, because you're using your superpower skill.
Right.
Quickly grab a can of drink and...
Well, I've got a -2 on any of these. So let's go. 8.
So on an 8, it takes you longer than you'd wanted it to, but you start asking around the right kind of people about Mercane activity, and they point you towards actually a brewery just up here. I think I said that was a brewery.
Do we have any concept of like what is available in this little area as far as like buildings and stuff?
Yeah, I can actually send this screenshot to the chat. Add images to... Yeah, I can. Good. I've realised I've got like a whole book of like lore and shit on this city, so I can drop you stuff as you need it. There you go. That's sort of what's there.
Oh wow.
I've even numbered it so you can, if you zoom in on the screenshot, you can actually see where stuff is.
Did you make this?
Yes.
It literally looks like something from the book.
Yes, sir. Yeah, I told you, I made a lore book for this game. Like, I got fucking super involved in the world building. It got silly.
No, I've read a lot of it already, haven't I?
The lords of the city that I would have known, but I just find my brain's not functioning. I can't.
Yeah. So anyway, they point you towards a brewery just up here, and they say that it's not very well known, but there's some Mercane that operate out of there, trading in, dealing in items and stuff like that.
Okay.
So yeah, just up here.
I guess I'm gonna head there.
Okay. So yeah, you stroll down the lane, past Rock Edge Road, and you pull up to So there's like a Balfour's Blunts and Blades, which is not a shop for spliffs and swords. It's maces and swords. Popular franchise of blacksmith shops throughout the universe. In fact, your previous party was served by the original Balfour.
Good old Balfour.
Yeah. So yeah, you pull up to the brewery next door, and you notice it's shuttered, and there's a little slot, like an eye slot at the top, as you approach the door of this sort of like brown, like wooden framed building, timber frame building.
I give it a fancy knock, like
yeah. And so you give it a knock, and the slot opens one, and then they go, "State your business."
Trade.
And they close the slot, and they open it. Concerning
Mercane.
Who's the trade happening for?
Myself.
Approximate market value?
Unknown.
The thing shuts and you hear, "Come in." And as you walk into the sort of like what looks like a normal like tap house shop for like a brewery front, leads you into the bit where all the styles are, like the giant barrels and vats and stuff like that. And where one of the barrels is stacked up here has a door handle on it, and he pulls it open, and it leads out into a large open space, and you see there are 4 Mercane, all around that 8 to 9 foot tall sort of. No, sorry, how tall did I say Sylvain was?
9 foot, wasn't it?
Yeah, 9 feet. Yeah, so about 9 feet tall. So yeah, it's 3 figures, about 9 feet tall, sat on chairs at a very tall table. Like a big stack of gold and gems, and one of them's got like an eyeglass on, and they're inspecting like what looks to be a painting. And obviously, you notice first they're not speaking out loud, but it's almost like you can feel the energy in the room of a very heated conversation going on. And it's almost like white noise to you. Like you can almost feel like white noise, like
buzzing.
And then it stops. One of them puts down their eyeglass. It says, "Speak."
I have a magical item. I want to trade it. I'm sure you know I've dealt with Mercane before, like yourselves, through the auction house.
There you go. 1 second.
I don't know if you know who.
There you go. 1 second. You see, he like connects to the hive mind, so to speak, and goes, "Ah, you deal for Sylvain."
I do.
Okay.
He's got like
Carry on
Google
what you were
search in his
saying.
brain.
Now, what would it be if I'm his envoy? What would he be to me?
He's your patron. He'd be your patron.
My patron's in some trouble. All I have is this one magical item, and my services up for trade.
Mm-hmm.
He needs help. I know you've excommunicated him. I'm here as his envoy, pleading to the Hiveman. He won't do it himself. It's my only option.
How forgiving of Mercane.
thinks on it for a second, and that white noise starts up again. And you can see that the other Mercane are having a very heated discussion, and they're still like hand gesturing while they're having these conversations. You know, as they're going through this.
Mm-hmm. So like body language is still happening.
Yeah. Body language is still happening. He goes, and he leans forward and goes, "Do you know why Sylvain was excommunicated?"
He never told me.
No. I would assume the shame is too much.
I don't care about his past, I care about his present. If you don't want another member of your glorious race to die...
What is the item you have in a trade offer?
A drift globe. A magical orb that will float around and follow whoever it wants to.
I take it. Yeah. And for this item, what sort of help would you expect?
Safe harbor. That's all.
Of whom? Of whom?
Sylvain and a number of his compatriots.
This buys passage for one.
What about my services? If I become of service to you and the hive mind rather than just Sylvain?
Make a persuasion check for me.
So they didn't value it very high then.
What is persuasion?
Charisma.
I got a nice tasty 3.
Oh,
Right. He puts the drift globe back in your hand and goes, I can look after one person for the drift globe, but your services will not be needed. Furthermore, you can tell that murderer, Sylvain, we know who double-crossed him.
Okay.
Now we'd like you to leave, and he can seek us out in his own time if he wants to know more.
Thank you for your time. And I leave.
You're welcome. And as soon as you turn your back, the white noise starts again, and they start looking like arguing over the painting, like about its intrinsic value. So you go to leave, having gained nothing but information, and not that much that.
Yeah.
Make your way out of the... And where do you head from here?
I guess back towards the library with the boys.
Yeah, so you head back down towards the library, and I'd say around the time that you've done all this, the boys are now heading out of the library, and you see that Yarrick is holding a tome about this tall. Like this deep of pages. It's not like a little book, it's like that, yeah.
Oh, what time is it now?
I'd say it's been about an hour, so it's about 11 maybe now. So half an hour journey from here to the estate.
Should we sort of start making our way that way in case there's... Like, we need like half an hour leeway in case we run into some shit on the way, probably. We're still go through the bazaar in case there's anything we see there we want to get. It might be worth heading that direction. What
was that?
Have I had any time at all to read it?
Writing bits.
I feel like everyone tried to speak at the same time, like 7 times.
Yeah.
James, go.
I was saying, like, is it worth heading towards the Ville Tremor place now? Because we're going to need half an hour to get there, plus leeway of half an hour in case there's anything we see on the way that we want to, like, we encounter or we want to do.
Yeah.
In a bazaar.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you're all done there, I'm sort of done round here.
Yeah.
Did I get any time to read while we were at the library?
I think like by the time you went and found the books and all that, you started heading out. You might be able to find some time.
Could read on the way.
Before you head to the estate.
Okay. Well, I'll go with him. I'll try and find somewhere I can sit and read then.
Yeah, sure. So yeah, so you make your way from the library into the sort of center of the mid city, down Library Row. You head onto the Shadegate Road. Heading into Wars Square, you see the long palisade that leads down to the arena, almost beckoning you a little bit. Do you take Claw's Bridge or Tor's Bridge? Not that it makes much of a difference, but
Horror's Bridge.
Horror's Bridge or Tor's Bridge?
Horror's, I think.
Horror's Bridge.
So yeah, you walk up Wall Square, and you see before you a ginormous bridge over the water. You see that it's got 2 guards that stand at the front of it, but then every like 15-20 feet of the bridge is a pair of guards either side. You see that in between these flanks of guards are the occasional like market stall peddling like wares like fruits and silks and stuff like that. As you cross over Hurl's Bridge, you get a wonderful view of the Shade Spire poking up into space, with the single bridge that crosses from the Shade Spire onto the Dawn Spire raising above it. And you see like troves of people walking up the Shade Spire and down it, like there's flows of traffic as you go across, and you see like a distant star sort of like just setting in across the outcropping.
Nice.
You get over Hraw's Bridge and are greeted by an assault on the senses as you reach Dawn's Bazaar. There's a large inn immediately in front of you, and now you really are seeing the sheer size of the Dawn Spire compared to Shade Spire. And you're seeing that there are various guilds all perched along the outcropping that goes along the outside of it, and then a large battalion at the top, which is where all of the guards are housed. The Dawn's Bazaar is a maze of market stalls and tents and like carts, and it's where all of the international trade of like spices and silks and herbs and exotic goods that the high class discerning citizen wants to access. As you cross into this district, does anyone want to do anything other than head straight towards Tremors?
Would there be any of the market stalls there that would like sell gunpowder?
You don't know. This is like one of those market stalls where it changes a lot, you know.
How would I go?
Based
would
on
I just have to?
Who's import and who's selling?
Would I just have to look around it?
Yeah, basically.
What would that be then?
That would be a investigation, actually. God, we're doing a lot of investigation today. Yeah, no, that would be investigation. Yeah. If the dice fits.
16.
It takes you 2 or 3 minutes of searching through stalls. You go past one that's selling like what looks like saffron strands, but like much bigger, like boltier strands, and like sort of other exotic spices. There's one like big like drum of like a red powder that he's like siphoning off into little bags, and then just next to it you see one little guy on a stool that almost looks like a table for a single person, and he's got a bucket next to him and like loads of like wobbing, like dobbing. Sorry, this just, you know, the stuff like the cotton that you pack guns with. And behind him is like a little cart, like a hand cart, and you see that he's got like loads of different cases in it, and the stall's just got a little tiny sign that says black powder, but the O is missing, so it's black powder. Powder.
Okay.
There he goes, and as you walk up to the store, he goes like, Hello.
Hello there, good citizen.
Can I help you?
What sort of... I'm assuming the black powder is definitely... It's a gunpowder sort, not just like pepper or something.
No, the pepper guys. I was just next to me.
Ah, the man I need to speak to then. What sort of quantities do you sell that stuff in?
He goes, well, I could do it by the bucket, and he holds like a bucket up that's like this big. His one's got a little hole in the side, and as he lifts it, like some powder like starts draining off the table, and he goes, "Look, yeah, I'll do it by the bucket, or you can buy it by the
By weight.
by the teaspoon." And you see, he goes to reach in. He goes into his little cart and reaches out like a set of scales and goes, like puts it down and goes, "Or I can do it by weight if you want to be like normal and conform, you know."
I've got a vial on me at the moment. I don't know.
Vial of gunpowder.
It was just an
A
empty...
vial's like it's like a test tube, so it's like that.
Yeah. I haven't got my cooked air anymore. Well, do you sell... Do you sell small receptacles I could put it in? Smaller than a bucket.
And he sort of looks around for something and he goes, "I could do you a shoe of gunpowder."
Something with a lid, preferably.
Lid. And he reaches back into his thing and finds a like a bottle he's clearly been pissing in while he's been at work, and he goes, "Will this do?"
That's the very fellow.
Obviously, the piss doesn't come with it. I can get rid of that, but
yes, please. If you can get rid of the piss, and then I'll have a bottle of gunpowder, please.
So he like pours it away and fills up the bottle. And
now I have pissy gunpowder.
Nice. You poison damage on each shot.
So a 15-pound keg of gunpowder is 150 gold. So how much would a
Coke bottle?
a Coke bottle? That's got to be like 5 gold.
Yeah,
actually,
I'll do 5 gold.
Because yeah, that'll be about 5 gold. Yeah.
I'll give you about 5 gold.
So yeah, you hand over the gold, and he goes, "Pleasure doing business with you."
Thank you very much,
Mate.
sir.
That's the gunpowder man. I assume he also sells ammo and such.
Yeah.
Do you have any magical ammo?
Oh, magic ammo.
Invisible bullets.
It reaches into his little handcart and has like underneath like some blankets, and then another set of blankets, and then 2 more boxes. He lifts out a box about this big, and like flips open the little lid, and he has 2 +1 bullets, and then 1 ocular round.
What will that do?
An ocular round is a weird one. So, if I was to shoot this out of my gun and it lands on a surface, your brain can connect to the eye, to the bullet, and you can see through it like it's your eye.
Holy moly, that's fucking good.
One of them.
Yeah. It only works once and then it sort of disintegrates, and it only lasts an hour, but you can do that.
Right. How much is that?
500 gold.
Magic ammunition, 5 eek. Cast. Sorry, just loading up my big spreadsheet.
And the 2 +1 bullets. I'll have them as well if I can. I'm not going to afford it.
Yeah, sorry, just magic ammunition is. Come on, big spreadsheet. So a single bullet is 2 gold of the +1 ammunition. So it's 4 gold for those, and then the ocular round is 50 gold.
So that's 54 in total.
54 in total, yeah.
I'll forgive him this wooden carving as well.
Wooden carving?
Yeah, I just got one in my inventory.
Well, of what?
I picked it up in a cave.
Oh, did you?
You certainly did. Then he looks at the carving, and he like uncovers some dust from it, and he's like,
Take 4 gold off for that.
I could knock 1 off for that. That's a bit weird. That one. It's a bit booky, bro.
Daggers and all.
It's a bit booky.
Daggers. I don't think you've read the sign, mate. I sell gun stuff, not knife stuff. If I start peddling daggers, then the knife guy over there is gonna fucking cut my teeth off, mate.
You don't need a knife.
Well, no, because I'm a gun guy, ain't I?
All right, you don't have to buy them, do you?
No, I don't want him. I'll knock 2 gold off for the carving. It's 1 bullet for free, basically.
Yeah, cool.
All right.
I'll give you 52 gold.
And he like counts it literally 1 by 1, like keeping one hand on the ammunition. Like,
wait,
I lost my count, mate.
Oh.
And then like 5 minutes later, it goes and 52. Okay, there you go, sir.
Lovely, thank you. That was 2 + 1 ammo.
And 1 ocular round.
That ocular round thing could be really handy.
You got a spy bullet.
Yeah.
Uh,
Does everyone else would everyone else just see it as a bullet if you shot it then at a gun? They wouldn't know it's.
Well, yeah, it would be like, oh look, you missed spectacularly.
Yeah. But really, you spy.
Although if you shot it into someone.
Yeah. Shoot it inside someone else's eye and then see from their view.
Anyway, okay. Is that all for shopping? Does anyone else want to have a look around at anything while we're walking through here?
I think I would actually want to see if there's anyone who sells masks.
Oh,
New mask.
oh.
I got my new.
So while these guys are bullet shopping, you come around to like a beautiful like a Venetian style costume stall.
Here we
with
go.
Various different masks and outfits.
Get a mask with a rabbit face.
You see like your typical like Venetian like devil mask. You see like just the little eye covering masks, the plague doctors. There's some very feminine looking ones with like feathers on them. There's a couple of like very like cat featured based ones. The cat one is like deep blue over both the eyes of like a gold section here. And then lastly, there's one that's like a almost like a tiger themed mask with like feathers that come off the side, like really small feathers that are just like orange and black on the side.
Does it say how much they cost, or do I ask?
The prices aren't there. No, there's someone there. The person who's running the stall, you see, they're wearing a rough and then a very like straight down black dress, and they're wearing a quite imposing like bejeweled, almost like faceless mask with just eye slits. So they're not very much of a read on them. And they go, "Hello."
Okay. What would you have in the way of masks to help me hide my face?
Well, you're in very good luck. As the premier sellers of masquerade masks, which are all the rage in the upper circles, every party in this city holds one of my masks. Or several, should I say. And once you put them on, you'll be unnoticeable to anyone at the ball.
That would be wonderful.
They're not magic, by the way. I just wanted to put it out there. Some people seem to think that they're special magic masks. They're normal masks. Don't want to set any strange expectations. They are regular masks that are made by hand. They're just very classy.
Okay.
I think I would like 2 different ones in case I wanted to spruce things up a little.
And what sort of look are you going for? Standard facial? Are you looking for a animal-themed one? What?
What would you think would suit me best with this ugly face?
I wouldn't call you ugly. I think maybe different animalistic masks would suit you. In fact, I've got an idea. And she reaches down past where the cat-themed masks were, and she finds one of a wolf. She goes, "This one's a lupine mask," and you see it's like almost like onyx black, like wolf mask with like the nose push out of a wolf. Where the wolf ears come up, there's little loops that you could tie your own ears into, and it's just pitch black wolf shaped mask. And she goes, and then also. She pulls out one that looks like a fox. This one is like a deep orange with like bits of like almost like fur on the front of it. Pointed teeth coming down where it stops here, and there's like a bit of a snout with only the top jaw on it. It's like deep oranges and whites. And he goes, I think it's very fitting for someone to wear their natural predators.
I very much like that idea, yes. How much would these cost?
The masks themselves run about 5 gold each, and only because they're handmade. And they take me hours, and the resources when you're out here in the middle of nowhere, very hard to acquire. This is genuine fox hair from one of the planets just down below. You know, the journey for the resources is a lot. This is an expense.
I have no doubt. They are wonderfully made, if I may say so.
Thank you.
The fact I'm buying 2, would that perhaps knock the price down?
Make a persuasion check.
I wonder, as well as like getting a new mask for disguising, Joe could also either like dye his fur or shave all his hair off, so they can't tell what colour he is.
Have you ever seen what a shaved rabbit looks
bald
like?
Rabbit. Bald rabbits are terrifying.
They're hideous. Plus, persuasion. No, I'm not.
Yeah.
What's that? Wisdom. So 18.
18. She goes, I can do one mask full price, the other one for 1 gold.
That would be wonderful. I happily accept.
6 gold for 2 masks.
Yes. I'll mark that down.
Shakes your hand and hands you the lupine mask and the it's a fox, is it? It's not vixen, that's female fox. Lupi is wolf. What's fox?
It's just a fox.
Oh, it's vulpe. So you've got a lupine and a vulpine mask.
And my other one, obviously.
And your MF Doom mask.
Yeah. Let's be done then.
Awesome. So are you all making your way towards Viltremors now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wicked.
So
you
might be
you
worth
cross.
considering the time as well. We go and do the meeting, and then that'll be 6.
Call
I
it.
reckon.
Yeah, that'll be it. Yeah. So you cross the Mansgate into the noble estates, and you see this beautiful district lined with trees and gardens. It's like Hyde Park on steroids, you know, it's just beautiful green, rolling, like little ponds, people walking around enjoying their day. You approach the Viltremor estate, and their guards instantly recognize you and open the gate, and they say, "You are expected." And then looks over at you, Yarrick, and goes, and at least one person dressed the part this time. Because you're still wearing your Jehovah's Witness suit.
I mean, Tyler's just automatically dressed fairly smart.
Yeah,
Is Joe wearing like a suit and a mask now?
I've not put the new masks on, no.
No, okay.
I'm wearing my old mask still.
Tyler's catching a lot of shade this session.
So there's a rabbit in a suit.
Yeah. I mean, you didn't say you changed, so I'm just assuming that you...
Yeah, I mean, I was happy to keep... I'm not still carrying the leaflets, but I'm happy to keep the suit.
No. Wonderful.
That'd be quite a good AI art one to generate.
Rabbit in a Jehovah's Witness suit.
Yeah.
Anyway, so as you approach the door, the Triton that you greeted you before and showed you in immediately says, greetings. You're actually a little bit early. This is fantastic. Let me take you into his study, and then leads you down the same pathway with all those purple hangings and all of the different scenes of art that were depicted of the weird, like, tentacle creature, like, engulfing a planet that I described to you before, and eventually brings you into his study. And Viltremor's sat there at his desk already, and you can see from his presence at the desk, where he was very calm and measured before, he looks a little bit, I guess, riled, you could say. You can see like almost, you can see that he's clenching his teeth quite a lot at the moment, and his posture looks very tense as he sits behind his desk and got one of those beautiful green old school library lamps on his desk. He's sitting there looking over what looks to be like a shipping manifest or something. It's a long list of paper, and he's just there, head in his hand like this. He goes, take a seat, all of you. Greetings.
I was going to ask, is it okay if we do this meeting next session? And we just stop here because it's almost 6 and 2. I can't take anything in today. And this feels like an important meeting.
Yeah, I'm up for that.
I'm cool to end here.
Cheers. Sorry, I'm just really struggling today. And
it's like the end of the TV episode of it is us walking into the room and it fades to black. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm happy to end it there.
Yeah, sorry, I haven't been with it at all. I've been trying to try my best, but yeah, this feels like something where I will need to be.
That's alright.
At least 50%.
Get yourself recharged for the next one.
Yeah. I also need to feed the dogs. They normally eat at 5.
Cool.
Alright, cool.
Can I just check again what was the XP amount we have then?
So you should currently be sat on
2850.
2850, yeah.
Yeah,
I'm a level 4, yeah.
Yeah, so 2,850 should be your XP. Random one, can I have everyone's total amount of gold as well? Before we go.
Do you want all the other bits as copper and silver?
How do you want me to answer that question?
Joe, you can private message me. Garen, how much gold money do you have on you?
Are we doing all coins or just gold?
Yeah. We'll do gold, silver, copper.
187 gold.
Yeah.
17 silver and 15 copper.
Okay, Tyler, how much money do you have?
243 gold.
Jesus Christ.
I haven't really spent anything. Well, much. 19 silver.
Yeah.
And 15 copper.
God. Do you know, when we were by this point in the last campaign, I swear you had around 10 grand between you.
Probably yeah.
Yeah, I gave away way too much. Right, Gristletongue, what are you sitting on?
56 copper, 64 silver, and 88 gold.
Yeah, you've been spending. And then Joe just messaged me your money total.
It was the building destroyers that really hit my bank.
Mm.
It was like 250, I think, for all of them together.
Love it. All right, I've got good notes for next session now. I feel much more secure.
I cleaned up my character booklet today. I spent about an hour going through it and just actually reorganising it all and making it look a lot neater.
Well, I guess that's. I figured that you were doing lots of prep in the amount that you were messaging me leading up to the session.
Speaking of next session, when were we thinking?
To do any Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
I'm available on weekends now, so that's handy.
Yeah, weekends until January, which is crazy.
Yeah. January 5th, I go back.
Fucking nuts, dude.
Mate, I would love to have been given that much paternity leave.
Yeah. If I was trying to figure out a way that I can like chain a next baby afterwards, so I'm back for like a few months and then off again.
For how posh they are, I wouldn't have expected Waitrose to be the most generous, like one of the most generous supermarkets.
Do you know what though? Like Waitrose / John Lewis are really good, like at looking after their employees.
Yeah.
Was Waitrose owned by John Lewis?
Yeah, Waitrose and John Lewis, same company.
Yeah.
Are they still publicly owned?
They're owned like by the staff. Like we've all got like shares in it.
Yeah. So the staff all get shares in the company. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's really good.
Small company was like that.
Then there's like internal kind of like democracy thing where like from the ground level where we are, we can put stuff forwards and then it goes like up the ladder up to the top to change things in the company.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Because you get like an amount of money every now and then.
What's that, Tom?
You can cash in your shares.
Does that mean you get an amount of money every now and then, or if you have to sell them to make the money?
You have to sell.
I don't really know how it works.
You have to sell them, but then I think they also pay that back in like benefit stuff for in the company. So like, there's like a private box at the O2 that we get access to for applying through, and there's like all sorts of hotels all over the country that we can go to, like as like benefits stuff.
You get really good prices on those hotels as well, because Daisy used to work with John Lewis when we first got together. So
yeah, it's pretty good.
Right.
What did we say for next session?
Let me quickly open up my calendar. So. Okay, I'm gonna get you to earmark 2 dates just because I haven't been able to check if Daisy's got a gig on that date. So I'm gonna say earmark Friday the 30th of August as a potential one. And then also earmark the Friday the 5th of September.
Isn't that the first day of school?
That rings a bell.
Sorry, 6th. Sorry.
Friday the 6th.
Friday the 6th, yeah.
Would these be, what time would these sessions be? 5 o'clock?
There'd be 5 o'clock sessions, yeah. They're Fridays, yeah.
Alright.
Earmark the 30th of August and the 6th of September. And then I'll just chat with Daisy, because if she's got gigs, then I can't do those dates, and I'll look at the closest Sundays to those. If she hasn't got gigs, then we'll look in one of those Fridays, alright?
Cool, dude.
Yeah, so basically, the Sundays attached to those Fridays, just keep those, like, earmarked as well, because I might have to use those instead if Daisy's Daisy is gigging, alright?
Cool.
Alright, good session, lads. Look forward to... Joe, don't forget to send James the VOD so he can smash them together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be fun getting the times for that, right?
I like the idea of basically just like overlaying the audio from Joe and Tom's session directly over the audio of us discussing on our side. Just like
you could either do it like one like in like literally one section, then the other section, or you could do it like 1 minute of us, 1 minute of them, 1 minute of us, 1 minute of them, so it's almost like real time.
Yeah, I might do that. That sounds quite cool.
You could probably just cut out because we didn't really say anything.
Because I want to hear it. I want to hear it.
We'll just wait for it back and figure it out.
We're just massively brainstorming about things that didn't need to be brainstormed.
There was talk of walkie-talkies, of Tom creating a magic sound.
We all forgot about it.
I just love that, like.
A bit of planning. I liked it.
The way
but you just all forgot. You forgot that all.
The way the screens are linked up on mine at the moment, it's Tom Charles's body and Tom Moore's head. That's really weird.
Mine was you and Tom, but I connect that well.
Also, look.
Hey, got it done.
Yeah, it's looking good.
Nice.
Yeah.
All healed up now. It's no longer itchy, but now the one on my leg is itchy as fuck.
Is that the Sarah Jack one?
Yeah, the band tap. Yeah, it's so fucking itchy now. It's because it's like really hot, and obviously it's on my leg, so it's just getting sweaty.
I'm saving for my next tattoo.
Cool.
Right. Anyway, yeah, I'll catch all you guys later, and I'll let you know about those Fridays.
Bye.
Cool.
Bye, baby.